The final day of the regular season is here, and as the Red Sox prepare for Game 162, they remember the path that has them on the doorstep of their third consecutive postseason berth.
Goes on, now 29 consecutive games.
The 54th career complete game for David Wells. Wraps it down the third baseline. It's corralled by Miller. The throw is in time. He got it. So right field, Kapler having to go back and make the catch. A spectacular catch by Gabe Kapler. In the air to deep left field. High, deep, and gone. The Red Sox win. In the air to deep right field. Down the line, towards the pole, at the corner for the second time in less than 24 hours. The Red Sox have a walk-off win. Let's check in with Eric Fried. Eric?
As the skies.
This is for the Red Sox. It'll be who?
Matt Clement.
Matt Clement. For the Braves, John Smoltz gets the start. What a fitting moment this is as Ramirez makes his way to the plate. Ramirez chops it up over the mound into center. Here comes Renteria. The Red Sox take the 4-3 lead. Manny's back, and he's back big.
They love me here, man. And I don't know, man. This is the place to be, you know. Manny being Manny, man. He's great, man.
The payoff pitch. Big Papi hits it to deep right field. Big Papi, and the Red Sox walk off with the win. Gross strikes up, and he hits it in the air to deep right. Rios headed back, it is gone. In the air to deep left center field. Does it have enough? It's up and it's gone. It's third, Miller in the top hop. The throw in time, Olerud. Damon steals second base. Ortiz grounds it into left center. Here comes Damon. Here comes a win. A throw to the plate. Not in time. Red Sox win. For the final game, the Red Sox hand the ball to Curt Schilling, a man who has never met a pressure situation he didn't like. Live from Fenway Park in Boston, the New England Sports Network presents Boston Red Sox baseball. This afternoon, the Red Sox play their final regular season game of the year against the New York Yankees. Hi, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo. Welcome to Fenway Park. A busy day and a big day at Fenway as the Red Sox and Yankees meet for the final game. Let's take a look at the playoff scenario. The Red Sox can clinch a wild card berth with a win today or an Indians loss. A one-game playoff if the Red Sox lose today and the Indians win would be tomorrow night here at Fenway Park at 7 p.m. But certainly the Red Sox can take care of business with a victory. As we welcome in Jerry Remy. Jerry, today, Red Sox looking for a victory, and they look to Curt Schilling.
Well, Curt Schilling, big game pitcher throughout his whole major league career. When you look at some of the numbers he's had during his postseason in big games, and they're tremendous. In 15 starts, an 8-2 record. Last year in the postseason, we all know the great story for Curt Schilling, and of course against the New York Yankees in 5 starts, 2-1. This is one of the strangest days, Don, I've ever seen at Fenway Park. Already, Chicago is beating Cleveland 2-0. That's very early in the ball game. Schilling getting ready for his start here. I think from Curt's point of view, obviously to win this ball game today and get the Red Sox off of Chicago. The other thing, he wants a very good ball game today to take him into the postseason so he can start to put up some of those numbers like we just saw on that graphic.
Well, the Red Sox and Yankees, final game of the regular season. Back with the first pitch after this.
Complete Red Sox coverage every Sunday in the Boston Globe.
What could be better than a free checking account? How about one that pays you interest, like free interest checking from Sovereign Bank? It's an interest-bearing account with no minimum balance and no monthly maintenance fee. You get free standard checks, free online banking with bill pay, and a Sovereign Visa check card or ATM card with no annual or monthly fee. Plus, there's no fee to use other banks' ATMs. It doesn't get much better than that. Free interest checking. The name says it all. Sovereign Bank.
I've always thought of myself as a go-to kind of guy. Now with Ford F-150, I really am.
Dad, can we go to the movies? Dad, I have to go to practice. Dad, I want to go to the park.
See what I mean?
The safest Ford F-150 ever has the most interior room in its class. Get one with the Ford Family Plan, plus up to $3,000 in rebates.
Honey, will you go to the store?
It never ends.
Go to your New England Ford dealer today.
Starts out cold, ends up refreshing. Coors Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL.
If I had to say one word, I would say devoted.
Irreplaceable.
Outstanding.
Passionate. Awesome. Crazy, but in a good way. Fanatical.
That's how we would describe a Boston Red Sox fan.
That's how we would describe the Boston Red Sox nation.
Thank you, Red Sox fans. You are the best in baseball.
We thank you 1,000 times.
We want to thank you for supporting us all year long.
Thank you, Boston.
Thanks.
I must be doing something right. Just keep it moving. I'm dancing in the light.
Why settle for a longer life when there's double life from Sylvania? See the world in a new light.
Complete Patriots coverage every Sunday in the Boston Globe.
Red Sox baseball in Nesson is brought to you by your Boston area Lexus dealers, by Coors Light, by New England Toyota dealers, by Aflac, by Hyundai, by Dunkin' Donuts, and by Southwest Airlines. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a beautiful day at Fenway Park, the last regular season game of the year for the Red Sox. The Red Sox have taken the field led by Curt Schilling as we take a look at the Yankees visiting lineup on this Junior Announcer Day. It's brought to you by Rico.
Hello, my name is Jake Narachis from Milford, Connecticut. Leading off for the Yankees, shortstop Mr. Derek Jeter, second baseman Mr. Robinson Cano, third baseman Mr. Alex Rodriguez, right fielder Mr. Gary Sheffield, left fielder Mr. Hideki Matsui, catcher Mr. Jorge Posada, center fielder Mr. Bernie Williams, designated hitter Mr. Urban Sierra, and first baseman Mr. Tino Martinez.
Great job, Jake, on the mound for the Red Sox. Curt Schilling.
7-8 on the season against the Yankees so far this year in 4 games and 2 starts. A 1-2 record with a 5.17 ERA. You see the postseason career, 15 starts, 8-2. This is just like a postseason game. And as we mentioned in the open, Don, he wants to get into postseason mode right now in this ball game today against the New York Yankees. Get him ready for what's ahead. The Red Sox defense is brought to you by Lexus, and this afternoon Bill Miller will be at third base, Edgar Renteria the shortstop, Tony Graffinino at second, and John Olerud at first. Left to right, Manny Ramirez, Johnny Damon, and Trot Nixon. Jason Veritek doing the catching for Schilling.
Umpiring crew has Larry Poncino behind the plate calling the balls and strikes. Paul Noward at first base, Mark Wegner at second base, and Gary Darling, the umpire, at third. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas tardes, amigos.
Well, it is a picture-perfect afternoon here at Fenway Park. The Hood Lightship is above, and Hood is making strides by supporting the American Cancer Society's Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk in Boston on October the 16th. Visit hood.com for more information. It's one more reason you can feel good about Hood. Well, as you might imagine, Curt Schilling here very early today and in uniform, ready to go. In his normal day of game around the Red Sox clubhouse in preparation for this very important start. And there is further good news as we begin this ball game. Of course, the combination of a Cleveland loss would automatically put the Red Sox into the postseason, and the Indians are trailing 3-0 in the third inning. Boy, the Indians have had a tough time against the White Sox. Some wondered what kind of lineup the White Sox would put out there and whether it would be fair or not. Well, the White Sox, it doesn't matter what lineup they've been putting up, they've been winning.
And some wondered what kind of lineup the Yankees would put out there today, but it's their A team, and that's because with a win for them, they would guarantee open the series at Yankee Stadium instead of going out west.
And if not, they would go from Boston to Anaheim today. So they do have something riding as Jeter drives it to deep left, and that is off the wall. Ramirez plays the carom quickly. Jeter headed to second base, and he is out. Another outfield assist for Manny Ramirez.
Now Manny picks up assist number 17 on the season and gets this crowd going very early. The bare hand, the quick release, the throw to second base. Jeter trying to go to the head for a slide around the tag. Can't do it.
And he leads the majors with 17 outfield assists. So Jeter was after the first pitch. He drives it off the wall, but tried to leg it into a double and is gunned down. Here's Robinson Cano. Moving up in the orders, he bats second today for the Yankees.
Yeah, Cano right now working on a 7-game hitting streak, 1 for 2 in his career against Schilling.
Past the mound slowly. Renteria tried to bare hand, but is unable to do it. Really his only chance. Cano's got good speed.
That'll go as a base hit for Cano. That's the only chance really with a guy that runs decent down that first base line, is to try to make the play with the bare hand. If he goes to the glove, he's not going to get him anyway, and of course couldn't handle it with the bare hand.
So 1 out, 1 on for A-Rod. Rodriguez starts today at .322, 48 homers and 130 runs batted in. Rodriguez after the first pitch pops it up, foul ground. John Olerud. The first base coach's box, 2 down.
Very aggressive of the Yankee hitters here early against Schilling, and you know, we've seen a lot of teams do this against Schilling. They know he doesn't walk many guys, a lot of first pitch fastballs, and recently we've seen a lot of teams try to jump on that first fastball.
Let's go to Tom Caron quickly. Tom.
All right, thanks very much. Chicago pouring it on early here in the third inning. Paul Konerko hits a sacrifice fly that'll score Tadahito Iguchi. That makes it 3-0, bottom of the third in Cleveland.
All right, Tom, thanks very much. 2 outs in the first inning. Robinson Cano at first base, held on by Olerud. And here's Gary Sheffield. And there for strike 1 to Sheffield. Starts today at .291, 34 homers, 123 runs batted in. Shadows have encompassed the home plate area. The pitcher Curt Schilling in the sunshine. This one cued foul off the end of the bat.
Yeah, with the later start today at 2 o'clock, obviously earlier in this game they're going to become a major factor as they move out halfway between Schilling and home plate. Yesterday, today, beautiful days, but not great days for hitters when you have to deal with those shadows.
Sheffield just a .206 batting average against Schilling. Does have 2 home runs off Curt. In the air to deep left. It is bending, and bending foul. Sheffield's had some pretty good numbers against the Red Sox this season in 15 games, hitting at .396 with 5 homers and 16 runs batted in. Only A-Rod has more home runs against the Red Sox. A-Rod with 6 home runs against Boston this season, of the 48 that he currently has. Sheffield hits it high in the air, down the left field line, and back into the seats. Bill Miller lost it as he was looking up into the air, couldn't find it. He's standing right around the line with the arms outstretched.
Well, again, you see the sun being a major factor here, the early October sun, and Bill Miller with no idea where that pop-up was, but unfortunately it was about 15 rows deep into the seats. Well, maybe not so fortunate if it stayed in place. Somebody could have got it.
Yeah, Renteria was over there. 2 down, Cano at first base. Sheffield hanging tough with a count of 0-2. Line down the left field line towards the corner, and it is off the wall. Ramirez plays it quickly. Cano to third base on the long single for Gary Sheffield.
Now Schilling really not with good stuff here early in this ball game. Not much zip on the fastball. This is a curveball that he'll throw to Sheffield, and Sheffield once again with a hard line drive off the wall. Manny plays it again with the glove in bare hand and gets it back in the second base. Sheffield holding it first.
So the third Yankees hit of the inning. And it brings up Hideki Matsui. This would be a much different inning if Jeter had reached at second base instead of being thrown out by the left fielder Manny Ramirez. Matsui at .304, 23 homers and 116 runs batted in. Outside to Matsui. 6 for 8 in the series is Matsui with a home run, 2 runs batted in. Matsui 2 for 4 with a solo home run here yesterday. The home run marked his 23rd of the year. Take strike 1 from Schilling. Riding a 6-game hitting streak. And over the 6 games, 11 for 24 is Hideki Matsui. Swing and a miss, and it's 1-2. 23rd home run of the season for Hideki Matsui. Hit it off Tim Wakefield as part of yesterday's Yankees win, and turned out to give the Yankees the AL East, clinching here yesterday afternoon. And led to their celebration here at Fenway Park. Cano at third, Sheffield at first, 2 down. Schilling trying to get out of a first inning jam. Straightens Matsui up. 93 from Schilling. Joe Torre very emotional as he always is, and was yesterday after the win. It has been a trying season for him and his coaching staff throughout the year, and able to clinch the AL East. Yankees have been in the postseason all 10 seasons that Joe Torre has been at the helm. The 2-2 is chopped to first. Underwood's got it, and that'll do the inning. The Yankees do not score. Red Sox coming up.
It's our last month to clear out 05 Mercury models, so time is short to join the Lincoln Mercury family. Through October 3rd, pay the same low clearance prices we pay. Get our model year-end discounts on the 7-passenger Mountaineer, compact Mariner, spacious Grand Marquis, and the innovative Montego with up to 29 miles per gallon highway. Now through October 3rd, drive Montego at this model year-end Lincoln Mercury family price. No hassles, no gimmicks, and no waiting, because these discounts end October 3rd.
Something has everyone running to Friendly's. Is it the hot offer or the cool deal? How about both? It's a free hot fudge sundae with any of Friendly's featured chicken items. Try our sizzling firecracker chicken basket or honey barbecue chicken basket, all with a free hot fudge sundae. Better hurry, it's a deal so hot, so cool, so perfect together. You and me and Friendly's. And now half-priced appetizers after 8 p.m.
Honey, what's wrong? I don't know, all of a sudden I feel really, really sad. Don't.
Scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first. Today's Red Sox lineup on Junior Announcer Day is brought to you by Dodge.
Hello, my name is Gabrielle Matuccio from Middleton, Massachusetts. Leading off for the Red Sox center fielder, Mr. Johnny Damon. At shortstop, Mr. Edgar Renteria. DH, Mr. David Ortiz. Left fielder, Mr. Manny Ramirez. Right fielder, Mr. Tron Nixon. Catcher, Mr. Jason Fairtex. First baseman, Mr. Johnny O'Learroad. Third baseman, Mr. Bill Miller. And second baseman, Mr. Tony Graffinino.
Job Gabriella on the mound is Jaret Wright.
Been kind of a disaster this season for Wright. A long time on the disabled list. You see his career numbers against the Red Sox. 1-0 this season. And it's not very early in the season against Boston. And he has become like a dot board. I mean, balls hitting back off him, bats hitting off him. It's been unbelievable what he's had to go through this season.
He's become a magnet as this one has popped up around the bag at second. Jeter taking charge and takes care of out number one.
Yankee defense is brought to you by New England Toyota dealers. And this afternoon, A-Rod at third base, Derek Jeter the shortstop, Robinson Cano at second, Tino Martinez at first, left to right, Hideki Matsui, Bernie Williams, and Gary Sheffield, Jorge Posada doing the catching for Jaret Wright.
Well, the shadows have encompassed the home plate area, making their way out towards the mound as there's one down for Edgar Renteria. Edgar 276, 8 homers, and 70 runs batted in. Swing and a miss. 94 miles per hour from Jaret Wright.
It was supposed to be the Moose, Mike Messina, today, but of course by them clinching yesterday the East, they can rest him and get him in proper form for the beginning of the playoffs.
Renteria lines it into center field, a base hit.
A lot of Red Sox have very, very good numbers against Jaret Wright, and Renteria is one of those. He's now 6 for 11 in his career against Wright. Tries to run that fastball back inside, but Renteria with the inside-out swing shoots it into center field for the base hit.
.299, 47 homers, 147 RBIs. As Ortiz stands in with Renteria at first and one down. Ortiz has hit safely in 6 straight games, going 9 for 25 during the 6-game hitting streak. Against Wright, good numbers, 5 for 12 with a home run. Ortiz 2 for 6 so far in the series against the Yankees. Red Sox able to take the first game of the series 5-3, losing yesterday 8-4. And Ortiz ahead. Manny Ramirez waits on deck. Ortiz grounds it foul down towards the tarp area, and that evens the count at 2-2. A little solace here today for the Red Sox, knowing that at worst they would have a one-game playoff here tomorrow against the Indians, but certainly they would like to take care of business right here today and get ready for the Chicago White Sox.
Yeah, that's the last thing obviously you want to have happen. You have to use another starting pitcher, have no off day before you go into postseason play. Wrap it up today in my kind of town Chicago is, as you'll be heading there tonight.
Well, 3 and a full count now to Ortiz.
The only other games in baseball that mean anything today, obviously the Houston game in Philadelphia. One game spread, I believe it is, there for the wild card in that race.
Well, the Astros on top by a game to begin the day. The Phillies just a game back. 3-2. Ortiz strikes out. Wright climbed the ladder, 2 down.
Wright's got a good fastball, 94 with movement, and that time he goes upstairs against David Ortiz to pick up the strikeout.
Number 24.
Getting that two-seam fastball, but he elevates it that time and throws it by Big Papi.
So 2 down for Manny Ramirez. Manny at 290, 44 home runs, 141 runs batted in. Well, the batting average for Manny may be down as far as what you used to for Ramirez, but the power numbers have been incredible. More home runs this season, more RBIs this season.
And it's amazing he had that many to drive in with Ortiz in front of him.
Who took care of a lot of those guys. David with a total of 147 RBIs of his own. Time now for the Coors Cold Blast. Manny Ramirez, even though the Red Sox lost with an outstanding game yesterday, 2 home runs and both mammoth shots. His 43rd and 44th home runs of the season. Yeah, the 44 home runs, the most he has hit in a Red Sox uniform. Career high is 45 with the Indians back in 1998. Well, I guess when they reshuffled them in the batting order, Terry Francona and Theo Epstein knew exactly what they were doing, because it has worked out splendidly with David Ortiz batting 3rd and Manny Ramirez batting 4th. Both have been extremely comfortable and both have had outstanding years. One on the ground up the middle and into center field. Renteria stops at second base on the single by Ramirez.
Once again, the fastball from Jaret Wright. Once again, it's up, but Manny gets on top of it, and a topspin ground ball up the middle for the base hit. So plenty of offense here in the first inning. Yankees with some offense, no runs. Red Sox with a couple of hits.
So 2 on, 2 down, and Trot Nixon the batter. Nixon starting the day at 277, 13 homers and 66 RBIs. Has struggled lately over the last 6 games. He has just 1 for his last 21. And does not have a hit in the series. 0 for 6 in the series against the Yankees. But good numbers with runners in scoring position. Renteria at second. Ramirez at first, 2 down. Popped up foul. 95 from Wright. Still got pretty good velocity. You're right, though. It has been a very strange season for Wright as far as balls right back at him. Balls, bats, you name it. And he has been a magnet for whatever reason. Wright has been hit 3 times by various different objects. This time the ball right back at him, which was the beginning of his problem September 1st. Now the bat that came back at him off of Eric Hinsky. And hit again.
I think at some point you come out and wave the white towel. Say, come on, I give up. Hit it somewhere else, please.
But to his credit, it hasn't changed him. I mean, he has not been antsy at all, or you think after a while it may start to bother him, but it's almost like he's used to it at this point of the season. It's happened so much. Renteria at second, Ramirez at first, 2 down. Last half of the first inning. Outside, and Nixon takes the walk. First walk given up by Wright. Red Sox have him loaded.
The catcher, number 33, Jason Jaret.
So 2 down, bases loaded for Jason Jaret. 281, 22 homers, and 70 runs batted in. To center field, Bernie Williams heading back on to the warning track to make a late lunge to make the grab, and the Red Sox leave him loaded, scoreless from Fenway.
That new destination smell. Introducing Southwest Airlines' new service to Fort Myers, Naples. Fly from Manchester or Providence for just $79 one way.
You are now free to move about the country.
The on-ramp to adventure is in a 2006 Ford Escape XLT 4x4 with the Sun and Sound package for just $255 a month for 24 months. This allocation of specially equipped Escape XLTs are loaded with a powerful and economical V6 engine, a 4-wheel drive automatic, a no-charge power moonroof, no-charge 6-disc CD player, and a whole lot more. This 2006 Escape XLT 4x4 with the Sun and Sound package is just $255 a month for 24 months. See your New England Ford dealer today.
Holy cow. Do Wendy's 3/4 pound triple. Do what tastes right.
Wouldn't it be nice to be rewarded for your business? New business owner banking from Sovereign Bank does just that. You can get free business checking with 300 free transactions a month, free cash deposit processing, and our best personal checking account, free. Get business owner banking today, and we'll give you a free first order of checks, plus a free BlackBerry. See? Rewards are nice. Business owner banking, a more rewarding business relationship. Sovereign Bank.
Nantucket Nectars, the official juice of summer and of the Red Sox.
Second inning scoreless as the Red Sox leave them loaded in the bottom of the first inning. The Yankees sending Jorge Posada, Bernie Williams, and Ruben Sierra to bat here in the second inning. Posada 258, 19 homers, and 70 runs batted in. Flaherty getting the start here yesterday for the Yankees with Randy Johnson on the mound. course, Jerry, we didn't get the chance to do the game yesterday, but it did appear, it looked as if the Red Sox were really going to get to Randy Johnson early. He just didn't appear to have his normal stuff and was struggling and frustrated by the home plate umpire, too.
Yeah, but to his credit, he turned it around.
He
He was able to keep his cool in that ball game, and there were a couple of calls that did not go in his favor.
Posada sends it down the right field line to the corner. Nixon over to dig it out. And Posada into second base with a leadoff double.
That's the second curveball that Curt Schilling has thrown, and both have been hit hard. Sheffield's was against the wall, and this time Posada on the curveball with the line drive base hit down in the corner.
Center fielder.
Actually, the line drive double, excuse me.
Bernie Williams.
But you're right, Don. Watching, a little bit of that game yesterday, he wasn't the same Randy Johnson he was at Yankee Stadium when we saw him. But still, once he got through those first couple of innings, he kept his emotions in check, and then he was, after that, pretty much lights out.
Back to being Randy Johnson. Here is Bernie Williams at 251, 12 homers and 64 RBIs. On the ground towards shortstop, Renteria. Throws out Bernie Williams, one down. Poncino, the home plate umpire, out to give Curt Schilling a new baseball. As Ruben Sierra comes up, the designated hitter, hitting at 235, 4 homers and 29 runs batted in. The Yankees lineup today is without Jason Giambi, as Tino Martinez gets a start at first base today for New York. They're at the top of the 5th inning now. Jacobs Field in Cleveland, and the White Sox holding on to a 3-0 advantage. Indians yesterday had their chances as well. They did come back. They were down 4-1, made it 4-3, but that was as close as they could get. The bases loaded in the 8th, and he is falling on hard times at the wrong time, losing 5 of the last 6 games.
And they had those games all at Jacobs Field too. Sellout crowds. There, the crowd behind them. Kind of a miracle story, and yet dropping the first 2 and trailing today.
1-1 the count to Sierra. A swing and a miss. A ball and 2 strikes.
Good splitter that time from Schilling as that ball starts out. It looks like a strike, and then it dips way out of the strike zone. And as you can see, Sierra cannot hold up.
Low again. This time Sierra doesn't go after it, and it's 2-2. Tino Martinez, the number 9 batter, waits on deck with 1 out. Posada at second base. Numbers for Sierra with runners in scoring position at 281. Broken back grounder to first. Olerud's got it. He needs help, and Schilling is there to cover. On to third goes Posada with 2 down.
Make your plans to join us for the 2006 Red Sox Fantasy Camp just before spring training at the Sox Spring Training Home in Fort Myers, Florida. Campus receive instruction from former Red Sox players and coaches. Don't miss out. Call 877 Red Sox 9 for more information.
Two down, Posada at third base. And it brings up Tino Martinez. 243, 17 homers, and 49 runs batted in. Swing and a miss for Martinez. It has been a strange season for Tino Martinez. He had an incredibly hot stretch, and there it is, May 1st through the 15th. 10 homers and at 357. You take the rest of the 119 games, and not quite as good as an overall ending as that great stretch in the first 2 weeks of May.
But you know, that stretch from Martinez really got this team going.
Yeah,
they were struggling until that point, and Tino got hot, and that's when they really started to take off. You know, a lot of things like that. Al Light is one game here against the Red Sox.
You're right. They were 11 and 19 at the end of April. Then Tino went on that stretch from the 1st through the 15th. And they jumped on his back for a couple of weeks. The 0-2 pitch. Up and away. 94 from Schilling, but missing. Schilling glances at third base at Posada and brings the 1-2. Hey, struck him out. Posada's left at third. Inning and a half done, no score.
We're proud of Samuel Adams, and we want people to come here to our Boston brewery and learn more about it.
The more people know about beer, the more they understand everything that we do to make Sam Adams a great beer.
Stop by now and toast Boston's birthday with our new Boston 375.
Style, substance, and just wait till you turn over the tag. Boston Interiors, your furniture has arrived.
It's the final days of Jeep Employee Pricing Plus. Hurry in now for the best selection of remaining 05s. They're going fast, so get to your Jeep dealer today for our Employee Pricing Plus cash allowance on Jeep Grand Cherokee, Jeep Liberty, or Jeep Wrangler. All with our employee pricing plus a cash allowance of up to $2,000 on select models while supplies last. Don't miss out. Visit your Jeep dealer today or visit jeep.com/clearance.
Somewhere, there's a game waiting for a fan. There's a bat waiting for a swing. There's a ball longing for a fence. Wherever your love of baseball takes you, chances are there's a Citgo on the way, fueling the greatest of American sports. Citgo, for the road ahead.
Unstoppable A3 transfer from Adidas. Get it at Olympia Sports.
Number 19.
Last half of the second inning scoreless as the bottom third for the Red Sox coming up. Long shadows here on this October day. A beautiful day in the back bay as the Red Sox and New York Yankees wrap up the regular season. And the Red Sox hope to propel themselves into the postseason. Olerud, a .292, 7 homers, 37 runs batted in. Red Sox left the bases loaded in the first inning, 2 hits and a walk. Jason Varitek hitting a ball a very long way away in straightaway center. Bernie Williams ducked back onto the warning track to make the catch.
One thing John Olerud has provided for the Red Sox, very good defense at first base, saving some runs there for Boston back in the first inning on the Matsui ground ball.
He has struggled at the plate lately. In the last 18 games, he's just 5 for 34 at 147. But these numbers are when he starts. Goes the opposite way to left. Matsui back, and he makes the catch, running onto the warning track for out number 1.
Tune in Nesson tonight after our post-game coverage for an all-new episode of Stories from Red Sox Nation. This is your nation. These are your stories. Stories from Red Sox Nation, hosted by Don Orsillo and presented by Granite City Electric and Dunkin' Donuts. Catch an all-new episode after our Red Sox post-game coverage only on Nesson.
Bill Miller out after the first pitch, fouling off a 93-mile-per-hour fastball. Miller, .293, 9 homers, and 61 runs batted in. He has struggled lately. 2 for his last 21 over the last 6 games. Miller at 293 to begin the day. A better average than last season, and more RBIs this year for the former batting champion. With 326 in his first season in a Red Sox uniform back in 2003.
There are more charts in the game of baseball today than there have ever been, and a lot of work goes into preparation for every game, on pitches, on hitters. And you can see right here on the Yankee dugout information on all of the Red Sox hitters. You look at the book on the other side, Jaret Wright's history that has all been put together for this particular start today. You know, they have all this information, but they add to it after every time they see somebody. So that book sits in front of Papa Jack, and they have information there on every single pitch, and a lot of information.
Miller pops it up. A-Rod into foul ground, and he makes a catch. Let's check in with Tom Caron. Tom?
All right, Don, still going on at Jacobs Field. 3-2 Chicago leading top of the 5th. 2 men on, and they go to Fernando Cabrera, the 3rd pitch of the day. He strikes out Aaron Rowan. They're going to the bottom of the.
Second baseman, number 10, Tony Graffinino.
So 2 down, and it brings up Tony Graffinino. Graffinino at .310, 7 homers, 37 runs batted in. Two outs, base is empty for the Red Sox. Graffinino with a good day yesterday in the Red Sox loss. He was 3 for 4. Including hitting a solo home run off Randy Johnson in the 7th inning. And for Graffinino, his 7th home run total between his work in Kansas City and here with the Red Sox. Sits safely in 9 of the last 10 games. You see the shadows becoming more of a problem. This is a broken bat grounder. A-Rod to his left. And the Red Sox retired in order. He in the 2nd through 2. No score from Fenway.
Hi, how are you? Grand opening has some samples. Hey.
Hello. Hey, grand opening.
Foxwoods Resort Casino. 80 poker tables. A charter member of the World Poker Tour. For more information about the World Poker Finals, go to foxwoods.com.
Try a new steak and cheddar breakfast sandwich from Dunkin' Donuts. It's a great way to get ready for a big day. Dunkin' Donuts. Bring yourself back.
What is DLP? It means digital light processing, a Texas Instruments technology that uses about 1 million mirrors on a microchip the size of a matchbook to project the most detailed, crisp pictures onto a huge screen. This is the Mitsubishi 62-inch DLP, the star of Tweeter's DLP lineup. Over 5 feet of crystal clear TV for watching those big games. Originally $39.99, now at Tweeter, $24.99 with no money down, no payments, and no interest until January of 2007. Tweeter, home and mobile entertainment made easy.
It's the final days for the 2005 Toyotas. Don't miss your chance to save.
Come on! If you ask me, you can save at the final days.
Right now, first time ever, 60-month 0% financing could save you thousands on a rugged V8-powered Toyota 4Runner. Toyota's last chance clearance ends October 3rd.
Come on, right now, let's go!
Toyota savings. That's moving you forward.
Refreshing iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts. Just what you need to add a little spark to your day. Dunkin' Donuts. Bring yourself back.
Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by your Lincoln Mercury dealers, by Foxwoods Resort Casino, and by New England Jeep Dealers. There we are again. That's everywhere.
Did you wear a T-shirt?
I have, yes.
You should take that to Chicago with you.
Well, it's been good luck. Hopefully, we'll see. We are scoreless into the 3rd inning. Derek Jeter. Jeter hit a wall ball, tried to turn it into a double, and was gunned down by Manny Ramirez at second base. Outside to Jeter, 2-0. Well, the Yankees, if they win today, will be able to open up at home in their series against the Angels if it worked out that way. This is on the ground to deep short. Renteria with the long throw. Good stretch by Olerud, and they get him.
Now that's not easy to do either, with Jeter coming out of that batter's box. Very good speed, and I didn't think the ball was hit hard enough for Renteria to be able to make that play. Goes to the backhand, makes the off-balance throw, and throws a strike to Olerud to get Jeter by a half a step. Very nice play by Renteria.
Well, he has been tough to figure out all season long. Plays like this that appear to come at ease for him, and then the troubles for him defensively, and the Major League leading error total for him. And he makes a play on Jeter this time for the first out of the inning. Robinson Cano reached on an infield hit in the first inning.
Checking that scoreboard, Philly with a 4-0 lead over Washington in the 5th, and the Astros have jumped out quickly to a 2-0 lead over the Cubs.
And the Astros beginning the day with a 1-game lead over the Phillies.
And everybody else on that scoreboard today, everybody else has got their car packed or the plane reservation to head home.
And a lot of first pitch swinging in a lot of those games to wrap things up. On the ground right side, Graffinino is there, and Cano's gone 2 away.
Couple of outs for Schilling in this inning on the cut fastball. Jeter's ground ball was a cutter. A cutter hit at Robinson Cano to get the ground ball at second base. See, right at the end, just a little bit of movement in back toward the label of the bat.
So 2 down for A-Rod. Fouled out to John Olerud at first base back in the first inning. And therefore strike 1 to Alex Rodriguez. This is where he ranks in the American League in different categories. First in home runs with 48, first in runs scored. Well represented in every offensive category across the board in the league. A great day here yesterday, 4 for 5, hitting his 48th home run of the season. Going to go back to Reggie Jackson for the last New York Yankee to lead the league in home runs. And he's already established a new franchise record for home runs by a right-handed hitter in a single season, breaking Joe DiMaggio's mark of 46 home runs back in 1937. The 1-2 pitch goes the opposite way to right. Nixon back there with room, In order go the Yankees in the top of the third. No score after 2.5.
With more flights to more places than ever before, America is your backyard. Southwest Airlines, we're taking low fares farther.
You're now free to move about the country.
Introducing the Variety Bucket from KFC. 4 pieces of the Colonel's freshly cooked original recipe chicken, 4 crispy strips, and a large popcorn chicken, all in one bucket for just $9.99. Give the people what they want at KFC.
Okay, Mike, so I'm down at 3-point, right? And I come up, I go right to the quarterback. Right, like cut in.
No, I don't think that's going to work.
Right in?
No.
Well, what if I come up and I just get right in your face like this?
And he smack you down.
Mike wouldn't hurt him, would he?
Anything now?
Yeah, how about a little of this and a little fake right around.
Then I'll ride you down. Oh, Larry. Sorry, dude.
Yeah, if it wasn't for the grill, I was gone.
Let me help you out.
No, I'm good. It's just football, man.
Reebok NFL apparel and Thorpe cleats. Get it at Olympia Sports.
I've always thought of myself as a go-to kind of guy. Now with Ford F-150, I really am.
Dad, can we go to the movies? Dad, I have to go to practice. Dad, I want to go to the park.
See what I mean?
The safest Ford F-150 ever has the most interior room in its class. Get one with the Ford Family Plan, plus up to $3,000 in rebates.
Honey, will you go to the store?
It never ends.
Go to your New England Ford dealer today.
Blue Jean Baby.
Magic 106.7.
Continuous soft rock with
Tom Curt in our Nesson Studios. Big chance here for the Indians. Bottom of the 5th, 2 out, 2 on in scoring position. But Brendan McCarthy will get Johnny Peralta to fly out to center field, ending the inning. And the Indians' threat. They're in the top of the 6th now with the Jacobs.
All right, Tom, we are scoreless as we head to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Inside Fenway, Damon, who popped out to short his first time up. Second time through for the Red Sox against Jaret Wright. Allowed 2 hits and a walk in the first, but get out of a bases loaded jam. We got Jason Varitek to fly out to the warning track in center field. Enjoyed a 1-2-3 14 pitch second inning. And a 1-1 count to begin things in the bottom of the 3rd.
Jaret Wright really got his career turned around with the time he spent down with the Atlanta Braves and Leo Mazzoni, and then of course the Yankees witnessed that. They felt like they were going to get a excellent pitcher for their starting rotation, but injury problems was certainly there for him all season long.
Remember, John Burkett had the same experience with Leo Mazzoni, where had a couple of lean years, then went down to the Braves and turned himself around. It's amazing what Leo Mazzoni's been able to do.
I think what happened with Jaret Wright, I mean, he is a young kid, tried to throw the ball every ball about 110 miles an hour, you know, and I think when he got down to Atlanta, they convinced him that, you know, you can throw off-speed pitches, you can change speeds on the fastball and get outs.
Payoff pitch. Damon slaps it foul off to the left.
We saw his dad when we were out in Anaheim, Clyde Wright.
Did you play with Clyde Wright somewhere?
No, he was just a bit before me.
Inside ball 4, leadoff walk. First time today the Red Sox have had a lead runner on. Second walk given up by Jaret Wright today.
Shortstop, number 3, Edgar.
So 1 on, nobody out. Edgar Renteria coming up. Edgar with a single his first time up. Johnny Damon with 4 steals over the last 3 games. Grabs his lead at first base. Well, 18 for 19, 95%. Nothing doing. Damon remains at first. Red Sox trying to get to the postseason for the third consecutive season. For the first time in franchise history, they've gone 3 years in a row. And it would be as the wild card once again. Red Sox have entered the playoffs as the wild card in 4 seasons. 98, 99, 2003, and of course last year. And of course that has been a very good thing for teams. The last 3 World Championship teams have been wild card teams. Angels, Marlins, and of course your world champion Boston Red Sox. All wild card teams. Since 1995, the first postseason that had a wild card team. Only the Yankees have won the AL wild card as many times as 2. The Red Sox have won 4, the most by anybody since the wild card became a spot in the postseason. This one chopped slowly down the third baseline. A-Rod throws out Renteria. Up to second goes Johnny Damon with 1 down.
Now will they pitch David Ortiz with first base open? Saw Manny hit 2 bombs in the game yesterday.
The designated hitter, number 34, David Ortiz.
Ortiz, a strikeout victim, his first time up. Well, they opt to pitch to him. Maybe they'll pitch around him. But ball 1 to David Ortiz. Manny Ramirez waits on deck.
It's one thing for the most part that Ortiz has been very good at this year. I mean, he can sense when they are pitching around him, and he hasn't chased many bad pitches in those situations.
Runners in scoring position at 348. Michael Young, who leads the league in batting, is going to win the batting title. Outside, and it's 2-0. To Ortiz. Jared Wright walked Johnny Damon to begin the inning.
And of course there's green light flashing all over the ballpark for David Ortiz.
Yeah, not even close as Ortiz heads down to first base. That's pitching around a guy. Third walk given up by Jared Wright.
And you mentioned Don earlier Joe Torre yesterday. Now, no matter how many of these things you've been through, every single season is very different. And you know, tears coming down his eyes as they won the East yesterday, and it just gives you an idea of what managers, and especially in markets like New York and Boston, have to go through. I mean, it's always a battle for Joe Torre with the front office, with Steinbrenner, with the Tampa connection, and all the things that they've had to go through this year. Same thing with Terry Francona. I mean, this has not been a normal season by any stretch of the imagination. This is the last out in the ball game yesterday.
They were down too for a while. I mean, it looked like very, very bad, and pitching problems. And
you know, we sometimes sit back and say, oh, okay, the Red Sox and the Yankees will be there, but the path to get there is not easy, you know, and it's just, Francona's feeling the same thing in his dugout. This has not been an easy year for him either.
First and second with one down. Ramirez a batter. Ball 1 to Manny. Ramirez with a single to center field his first time up. .27 balls so far for Jaret Wright of the 50 pitches that he's thrown today. Breaking ball appeared to buckle Manny for a second, and it misses. There's a hit 2-0.
He has not had much of a breaking pitch today on a number of occasions. No spin. Actually, I should say mostly spin, but not much action on it.
First and second, one down. Red Sox left 3 on in the first inning. Swing and a miss. Really after the 2-0, 93 that time from Jaret Wright.
Again, Manny a little bit anxious here on a ball that's probably out of the strike zone, up and in on Ramirez. Another attempt at a breaking ball that does nothing for Jaret Wright. Very flat and stays up high.
Damon at second, Ortiz at first, one down. A strike to Ramirez, who gets the bad news from Larry Poncino. Thought he had ball 4, but full count now.
I don't know where Manny's going, because this ball could not have cut the middle of the plate any more than what it did.
That's a strike every day of the week. A 3-2 pitch from Jaret Wright. In the dirt this time. Ball 4 and the bases loaded. Let's check in with Tom again. Tom?
Don, the Indians are on the board at the Jake here in the 6th inning. Travis Hafner on second. Victor Martinez. It's a double down the left field line. It scores Hafner and ends the day for Brandon McCarthy. Makes the score 3-1. Luis Vizcaíno is on the mound now.
All right, Tom, thanks very much. As Mel Stottlemyre, the pitching coach for the Yankees, makes his way out to the mound, Jaret Wright has walked the bases loaded with one out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
And regardless of what happens here today, this is our final NESN broadcast of the season. Of course, after this, everything goes national. And Don, I want to thank you for a fun season that we had up here in the booth. I want to thank Russ Ken down as our producer downstairs, who does just a great job getting us prepared for these games. Mike Narachi, who cuts the games. Adam Jupiter, who fills us with all kind of information. Julie Trediak, who helps us in the booth, and Julie Cornell, the goddess of high heat, who runs the radar gun. These people work very, very, very hard to try to bring you the best broadcast that they possibly can, day in and day out. It's a long, grueling schedule for them. And I want to personally thank them. It's been a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, well put. I echo those exact sentiments. A lot of fun to work with people you enjoy seeing every day. It is a long season, and everybody behind the scenes makes it a lot of fun and very easy for all of us. So bases loaded with one down in the inning, and a chance here for the Red Sox to get on the board. Up and away to Nixon.
If we could just get Adam to maybe talk a little bit less next season.
Yeah, best of luck on that one. Damon at third, Ortiz at second, Ramirez at first, one down. .3-0 to Nixon. The league leaders are brought to you by Olympia Sports. Grand slams for the Red Sox. Nixon has 8 in his Red Sox career, only behind Ted Williams and Rico Petrocelli. 3-0, bases filled with Red Sox. In there for a strike, and it's 3-1. There is action in the Yankees pen as Scott Proctor is up, the right-hander. With Wright walking the bases loaded here in the bottom of the 3rd. This will be pitch 60 for Jaret Wright. Nixon hits it to right field. Sheffield started back, now he's going to come in, and diving in center is Bernie Williams. Tagging is Damon. He'll score, and the Red Sox take the 1-0 lead. Well, Sheffield never saw that ball. He started back in right field. Bernie Williams came on to make the catch. And Damon's able to tag and score the game's first run.
Well, right field at Fenway Park this time of year is so difficult to see. And what a play by Bernie Williams. You know, Bernie's been criticized a lot for his defensive play, but he makes a terrific play here, just getting to that ball. When he realized that Sheffield could not see it, he had to make up some ground, and he did.
So 2 down, runners at first and second, and here's Jason Varitek. One to the warning track in center field in the first. Swing and a miss. David Ortiz at second base. Manny Ramirez at first. With 2 outs now here in the last half of the 3rd inning. Varitek grounds it to third. A-Rod bobbles it for second, then fires to first for the out that ends the inning. The Red Sox do get a run, lead it 1-0 after 3.
I am Red Sox Nation.
Ortiz, Jackson in the air.
I am Red Sox Nation.
Moving in and diving to make the catch.
I am Red Sox Nation.
In the air to deep left.
I am Red Sox Nation. Yo soy Red Sox Nation.
So he struck him out.
野球が一番. I am Red Sox Nation.
I am Red Sox Nation.
I am Red Sox Nation. I am Red Sox Nation.
We are Red Sox Nation.
The defending world champions are in the postseason hunt, and so are we. Turn to the network you've turned to all season long, NESN, for complete pre- and post-game coverage. Tune in 1 hour before game time, and turn back to NESN after each Red Sox playoff game. The Sox have gone national, but now, more than ever, Red Sox Nation needs NESN. Stories from Red Sox Nation, a show for the fans, by the fans.
If it wasn't for Dwight Evans, I probably wouldn't be here today.
This is your nation. These are your stories.
This whole Red Sox thing in the summer of '67 that brought us the closest together that we ever were in our lives.
Stories from Red Sox Nation, presented by Dunkin' Donuts, with new episodes each Sunday after the game on NESN.
With the postseason on the horizon, NESN is gearing up for extensive playoff coverage for every game the Red Sox play in October. We'll have complete pre- and post-game shows before and after Red Sox games with the in-depth coverage and unique access that you relied on all year only on NESN. The New England Sports Network is your ticket to Red Sox postseason coverage.
Well, the target set up out there as the Red Sox have grabbed the game's first run on top 1-0 at the end of 3 innings. There's another person who seems to think that you are related somehow.
I don't think so, Don.
There is Gary Sheffield. Begin things in the top half of the 4th inning with the Red Sox on top 1-0. Sheffield hits one foul off to the left, back and out of play. Four hits for the Yankees so far, as they get 3 of those 4 hits in the 1st inning. Left runners at 1st and 3rd in the 1st. Schilling able to get out of that jam. Hideki Matsui grounding out to 1st base. Another hit, a leadoff double for Posada, who was left at 3rd base in the 2nd inning. Schilling enjoyed a 1-2-3 3rd. And ahead of Sheffield here in the 4th, 0-1. Sheffield fouls it off again. Same spot off to the left. You know, it's certainly tough for us, Jerry, after doing the games all season long, to come to the end of the year and not have the chance to go to the postseason as always. But you will be headed to the studio, correct?
Yes.
For the postseason.
You know, that's the way it goes. I mean, we've been in the postseason now a few years. I guess you kind of get used to it. This is what you want to do, but you can't.
Fouled off at the plate.
So you move on to other things. You know, you guys will be going to Chicago, giving us those reports, and I've been invited to be part of the pre and post game shows on NESN with TC, and of course whoever other analyst is in on that particular day. So, you know, when you watch the game, be sure to switch over before and after, and we'll try to give you as much information as we can. Time's full of information.
Sheffield pops it up foul again off to the left.
I just hope like the games go a little earlier than they have in the past.
Yeah.
That one thing I have a tough time adjusting to is, you know, going on after the game.
Turning it on once the game's over, because usually you are gone as soon as the game is over. So
well, you do your game, you know. I mean, and this is what I like doing. And that's a little bit different. You sit there, you watch the game, and then you have to go on after the game. And like you're driving home on a Mass Pike at 2:30 in the morning going, what am I doing?
To right field, back goes Nixon. He's got room, battles the sun, but makes the catch for the 1st out. Let's check in with Tom Karen. Tom?
Got that 1 run on the board in the 6th. Nothing else, though. They left a man on 2nd with nobody out and couldn't get him home. Aaron Boone popping out to 2nd base to end the inning. So they're heading to the 7th, and the White Sox lead it 3-1. Guys?
All right, Tom, thanks very much. We have 1 out here in the 4th inning. Hideki Matsui coming up. He grounded out to 1st base, his 1st time up. They read about the sleep deprivation. I think all Red Sox fans by the end of it last year. I mean, there were some pretty tired people walking around.
I know, it's unbelievable. Especially that series against the Yankees, which, I mean, those games are all 4-hour games.
Right, they don't start till 8 either. And then you mix the 4-hour game in, and by the time you have watched the analysis from the game and everything else. No 1-1 the count to Matsui.
Real plus about all of that is I get the opportunity to see the insides of TC's dressing room and stuff like that.
Now, you going to have your own?
No, of course not. No.
Where are they going to put you? The hall?
Some cubicle probably, and then move me.
Well, I'm sure much like the Rolling Stones when they took over different, I'm sure your people will be in there building you a room. This is into right field. Lunging was Olerud, and Matsui's got himself a 1-out single.
Well, Matsui's tough. 7-game hitting streak now to end this season for Matsui. Again, it looked to me to be the curveball. And the curveball's been hit pretty good today against Curt Schilling. It is the curveball. It was a curveball that Sheffield had a hit on. It was a curveball that Matsui just had that hit on. And Posada had a double on a curveball.
6 for 17 now with that base hit against Curt Schilling is Hideki Matsui. He's on with 1 out. Posada, the batter. He doubled his first time up. Well, the Red Sox should know their fate as before the end of this game, perhaps. If the Indians continue to lose there, they're down 3-1 now into the 7th inning. Red Sox will have known that they are postseason bound before the end of this game. And of course would leave after the ball game today to go to Chicago to get ready for the workout tomorrow, then the first game of the postseason in the ALDS.
That's a league mandatory workout, isn't it?
Yes.
Because I can't imagine why you would need a workout after playing 162.
It's more of a media thing too than I think anything else. But a chance to take batting practice. Yeah, workout's a little overrated. In fact, the Red Sox did not take batting practice on the field today in preparation for this one. Schilling falling behind. It is 3-1 to Posada. And Schilling at 50 pitches. Bernie Williams waiting on deck. And a strike and a full count now. Schilling with a throw to first, and back to the bag is Matsui.
Couple of steals this season for Matsui. He's been caught twice. I don't believe he had one all of last season.
All 4, and he walks Posada with 1 out. Time now for the Aflac trivia question. And our question today, which players hit the most home runs against the Red Sox all time? And the answer for you in the next half inning.
Getting back to Matsui, like I said, he had 3 last season.
Sheffield fly to right to begin the inning. Now the Yankees have runners at first and second. Bernie Williams taking a strike. He grounded out to shortstop his first time up. .15 pitches so far this inning for Schilling. It's the most pitches he's thrown in any inning so far today. Pitch outside to Bernie Williams. Matsui at second, Posada at first, 1 down. Williams 0 for 8 with runners in scoring position. Lately, as he grounds it to first base, Olerud goes to second base. They get the middleman there. As they retire Posada, Natsui's on to third. Williams reaching at first base.
Most first base would just take the easy play and go to first, get the out. But Olerud, without hesitation, makes that play to second. He's playing deep, and he has that clear path on the throw to his shortstop to get the force out. No hesitation at all. He knew exactly what he was going to do to the ball as soon as contact was made. Knows the runner at first base. Posada does not run all that well and gets the lead man.
So first and third, 2 down. And here is Ruben Sierra. Sierra grounded out to first base his first time up. Did not play here yesterday after getting a start as the DH on Friday night in the first game of the series. Was 0 for 4 in the first game. And just 6 hits in his last 39 at bats. Sierra with 306 career home runs, ranks 6th among Major League switch hitters all time. He's not had a home run since September the 8th. Mickey Mantle 536, Eddie Murray at 504, Chili Davis 350, Chipper Jones 328, Reggie Smith at 314, then Ruben Sierra. Waiting on the 1-1 from Schilling. In the air to deep center field. Johnny Damon headed back onto the warning track to make the catch and ends the inning. Schilling out of another jam. Red Sox on top 1-0.
Not too close. What do you think? I got that insurance?
What insurance is that, Yogi?
You need to have. If you don't have it, that's why you need it.
Need what?
Aflac. Well, if you get hurt and miss work, it won't hurt to miss work. And they give you cash, which is just as good as money.
Aflac. Ask about it at work.
Starts out cold, ends up refreshing. Coors Light, official beer sponsor of the NFL. Available only on the Nissan Altima.
My name is Larry Lucchino. I'm the president and CEO of the Boston Red Sox. I've been covered by Blue Cross Blue Shield as long as I can remember. There's the blue sky, yes indeed. Blue sky, Blue Cross Blue Shield. I've actually had a colorful and checkered health resume, if you will, with the Dana-Farber Cancer Institute. I've always gotten exceptional care, and it's just a sense of quiet comfort. I know that there is in my billfold a card that will give me and my family the reliability that I've enjoyed.
We're back here at Fenway Park. Curt Schilling gets out of another jam. Yesterday during the game, David Ortiz was back in the clubhouse. Curt Schilling was there as well. And Ortiz saw Schilling with a Schilling look on his face, a game face on. And Ortiz doesn't want anybody else on that mound in a situation like this today.
That's why everybody loves him here in this town, because they know that even when he's not going well, you watch him. You can watch him trying out there. You know what I mean? And if a guy goes down like that, trying, it's a different situation than if a guy is just scared of is afraid to make a move. You know. So that's why we all believe big time on Curt. We all believe that he can step forward and do his thing when we need him.
Ortiz said yesterday he had a good feeling about today's game, watching Schilling, how he was carrying himself during the game yesterday. Reminded him of the guy he saw last year during the playoffs when Schilling, with the bloody sock and all, helped beat the Yankees, guys.
All right, Eric, thanks very much. The Yankees have had a change here defensively, and apparently Derek Jeter hurt himself as he comes out. Mark Bellhorn comes in as he takes over at shortstop for the Yankees. And Robinson Cano remaining at second base. This one is chopped towards Bellhorn, just into the game. Throws out Olerud for the first out here in the bottom of the fourth.
Well, the last out that Derek Jeter made was on a ground ball to Renteria. And hard to tell, as he goes by the bag. Maybe a little strain. We'll have to wait and see. And obviously the Yankees want to be very, very cautious. Bellhorn making the first play to him.
So one away for Bill Miller, who fouled out to Alex Rodriguez back in the second inning. Fouls it off to the left.
Other plays that Derek was involved in was that first play of the game where he slides into second base. And again, we're just kind of speculating, but somewhere along the line something happened and Jeter taken out of the ball game.
Fouls it off to the left. 94 miles per hour from Jaret Wright. Was walked 4. He walked 3 last inning, and it led to a sacrifice fly for Trot Nixon, the game's only run. Out to left center field. Bernie Williams heading back, looking up, and it is gone. A home run for Bill Miller. He'll touch them all. The Red Sox will take the 2-0 lead.
Well, that ball hits right on top of the wall, over that red line. Well, the home run. Once again, an attempt at a breaking ball, and again down the middle of the plate. Miller going to the opposite field and just up over the wall and on that platform. Fan reached out and made contact with it, but the fact is it was going to hit the top of that wall.
Well, Stottlemyre had been out last inning, back out again to talk to his starter. The Yankees have action in the pen once again. So a sacrifice fly last inning, a home run this inning, and the Red Sox have the 2-0 lead. Proctor back up again. He had been up last inning. Let's take a look at the answer to our Aflac trivia question today. Question was, which player has hit the most home runs against the Red Sox all time? And the answer, Babe Ruth hit 90 of them against the Red Sox's old team. Lou Gehrig had 70, second, and Mickey Mantle third with 69. The active leaders, Juan Gonzalez, 33.
Boy, did Juan Gonzalez's career come to a screeching halt.
Sure did.
There's the Babe now.
Enjoying some peanuts. Raffanino grounded out to third base, his first time up. Shadows now past the mound, but it doesn't help much, does it? I mean, it's the backdrop that's the most important thing.
Yeah, when you have the glare off the backdrop, still very, very difficult for those hitters. One of the problems too in postseason, you have a lot of those crazy starting times because of television, and a lot of those games start in shadows. Not ideal conditions, obviously. especially in the first round, because they have to scramble all those games to get him in.
Ball 4 to Graffinino, down to first base with 1 out. So a homer and then a walk after the first out of the inning. That is the 5th walk given up by Jaret Wright in 3 1/3.
Other things teams will be doing too is picking their postseason rosters, which they'll have to do prior to whenever they open up. Joe Torre making the move.
So Jaret Wright last 3 1/3 innings. Proctor will be on his way in. Red Sox on top 2-0.
Car auction. Next up, it's the 2006 Dodge Charger.
It's the RT with a 340-horse Hemi, 18-inch alloys, muscular styling.
I particularly like this razor edging along here. Look at that, dual exhaust. Even the interior looks straight out of a custom shop.
75.
No, it's actually around 23.
Loaded up straight out of the factory. Charger.
I'll take it.
Unleashed.
If I had to say one word, I would say devoted.
Irreplaceable. Outstanding.
Passionate.
Awesome. Crazy, but in a good way. Fanatical. That's how we would describe a Boston Red Sox fan.
That's how we would describe the Boston Red Sox nation.
Thank you, Red Sox fans. You are the best in baseball.
We thank you 1,000 times.
We want to thank you for supporting us all year long.
Thank you, Boston.
Thanks.
Now the Bruins are back, and individual game tickets are on sale now. The regular season begins Wednesday live on NESN as Joe Thornton, Sergei Samsonov, Andrew Raycroft, Brian Leach, and all of your favorite Bruins return to the ice. More information, call 617-624-BEER or log on to bostonbruins.com. I was watching a Little League last night, and it was 3-0 very quickly against the Rangers.
Bruins look good in the tune-up. So get ready for the regular season. Well, the Red Sox looking good today on top 2-0. As with 1 out in the inning, Tony Graffinino is at first base. A pitching change for the Yankees. Scott Proctor into the game.
Well, the 1-0 record in the month of September, but the 8.25 ERA has worked in this series. His 29th appearance overall, has made 1 start on the season for the New York Yankees.
Speaking of Bruins, Hal Gill in the NESN luxury box enjoying the ball game, along with Glenn Murray and Travis Green. They're at the end in the green. Is Bister and Andrew Raycroft in the back. Also, all Bruins all the time. Johnny Damon stepping in with Tony Graffinino at first base, and 1 out. Tony was walk number 5 allowed by Jaret Wright today. Top of the 8th now, Jacobs Field, as you see, the White Sox holding on to the 3-1 lead over the Indians.
What's the worst game of the day out there as we look at Sean Chacon loosening up? Let's see. Let's take a look at that board.
Oh, there's got to be a good one out there somewhere. Let's see. Milwaukee-Pittsburgh is probably a quality game.
We should get Tom Caron to give us some updates on that baby.
That's very good. Let's see.
Baltimore, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, that was right there too. Kansas City, whoever they're playing, Toronto. They're telling us about Jeter. Bruised right knee. They're taking him out for precautionary reasons, is what the Yankees PR is saying.
So it may have been a dive into second base right back in the first inning on the ball that Manny threw him out on, and of course Bellhorn taking over at shortstop. Let's see if he lands on that right. Yes, right there. You can see the right knee going straight directly down in the dirt.
Almost looks like he was thinking hook slide, then realized he had to get there quicker and went head first. As Damon shoots it through the left side into left field. Up to second base goes Graffinino. First and second with one down. So 2 on, 1 away, and Edgar Renteria the batter. Renteria singled to center in the first, grounded out to third in the third.
It's quite possible, Don, if that score holds up in Cleveland, and the thing is almost over, you could see wholesale changes for the Red Sox in this ball game.
Last inning, you brought up the topic of postseason roster. Do you think we'll have any surprises with this edition of the Red Sox for the postseason?
I got to be honest with you. I have not given it a lot of thought because of what's going on, in the last couple of days. Obviously, there'll be some pitching issues. I think they're planning on carrying, what, 11?
Yes. Foul tipped, held on to by Posada.
Well, maybe we can figure that out right now. I mean, obviously you got your 5 starters. Timlin will be 6. Bradford will be 7. Papelbon will be 8. Myers will be 9. So you've got to pick then from Donato, Gonzalez, Hanson, and Del Carmen.
Fouled off. The foot of Renteria stays alive.
So according to that, there's probably 2 spots that are up for grabs. Red Sox may want to have that extra left-hander, Donato, in there along with Myers.
One and 2 the count to Edgar Renteria. First and second, 1 down. Red Sox trying to add on to a 2-0 lead. Renteria strikes out. Scott Proctor gets him. And there's 2 down here in the bottom of the 4th.
Proctor with the over-the-top curveball to pick up the strikeout. In these kind of shadows, the toughest pitch to see are the breaking ball. It's very, very difficult to pick up the spin. Fastballs are not easy, but they're easier than breaking balls.
First and second with 2 down. David Ortiz struck out in the first. He walked in the third. Slashes it foul to the backstop. This player profile is brought to you by Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. Well, over the last 19 games, these games have counted for so much at the end of the season. Ortiz has been at his best. 347, 9 homers, and 24 runs batted in. First pitch from Proctor was at 96, and Ortiz fouled it off. Graffinino at second, Damon at first with 2 outs in the Boston 4th inning. Ortiz fouling off another 95 that time, and it's 0-2. Hood is making strides by supporting the American Cancer Society Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk in Boston on October the 16th. Visit hood.com for more information. It's one more reason you can feel good about Hood. One and 2 to Ortiz. Jaret Wright went 3 1/3, still responsible for Tony Graffinito's at second base. Wright so far charged with the 2 runs the Red Sox have. Ortiz grounds it hard into the Red Sox dugout.
See any celebrities here today?
No, that's so far. There were a lot here yesterday. I know that. I know there's more today. We saw some of our Bruins friends up there, but looking around down there, I've not seen too many. Maybe we could find some people who look like celebrities. That's always fun.
Let's wait till they clinch this.
The inside to Ortiz. 2-2. Proctor throwing hard. Manny Ramirez waits on deck. Ortiz lines it to left, in for a hit. Around from second comes Graffinito. He will score, and the Red Sox lead it 3-0.
Excellent base running by Graffinito. Ortiz will pick up his 148th RBI, but Graffinito, knowing exactly where Matsui was playing, no hesitation. He just took off on contact and is able to score.
Of course, with 2 outs, you do that anyway.
So the run is charged to Jaret Wright, who has touched for 3 in his 3 1/3 innings of work.
Ortiz 148 now, 1 home run behind A-Rod for a tie of the league lead in that category.
So first and second with 2 down, and here's Manny. Red Sox on top now 3-0. They've scored a pair so far here in the bottom of the 4th.
Even though there was 2 outs, it was still great base running by Graffinito.
Ramirez a single to center and walked. Well, Graffinito, the last batter that Jaret Wright faced, he walked, comes around to score the Red Sox 3rd run. 3 1/3, 3 hits, 3 runs. He walked 5, struck out 1, and on the hook came in at 5 and 4. 2-0 to Manny. There's the 7th man to bat here for the Red Sox in the 4th inning. There's fouls it off. Red Sox got their first run on a sacrifice fly by Trot Nixon. Bill Miller with a home run to begin things here in the 4th inning, and then Tony Graffinito walks, comes around to score the 3rd Red Sox run. And an RBI single by David Ortiz. Foul tipped and held onto by Posada. 96 again from Proctor, and it evens the count at 2-2.
Proctor going upstairs with that good hard fastball, and Manny just fouling it off right into the glove of Posada.
And Proctor a couple of times in this series, and he's got that good live fastball.
Fouled off to the right. 96 again. That's where Proctor has been for the most part. Damon at second, Ortiz at first, 2 down. This one bouncing its way in. And a full count down to Manning. Full count to Manny Ramirez, first and second with 2 down. Fouled off, back into the seats, off to the right. Posada out to talk to Proctor. This will be the 8th pitch of the at bat for Manny Ramirez. Rally caps in full force. The Red Sox have 2 runs so far in the inning, looking for more. And he fouls off another 96-mile-per-hour fastball from Scott Proctor.
Once again, keeping the ball away from Manny on the fastball, and I don't know if Manny was upset that he swung at that. Maybe he thought it was going to be a ball.
Three and 2 the count to Ramirez. Damon and Ortiz will be off with the pitch with 2 down. Ramirez jacks it to center field. Bernie Williams going back, looking up. It is gone. 3-run home run for Manny Ramirez. His 45th of the year, and the Red Sox on top 6-0.
Well, Manny kept fouling off fastballs away. Finally got one down the middle of the plate, middle in, and again, that's the danger zone against Ramirez. Straight away center field. Boy, he had a couple of bombs yesterday and another one here today. Center field bleacher area.
Manny Ramirez tying his career high with 45 home runs now. He had 45 in 1998 with the Cleveland Indians, and it is the 4th most in a single season in the history of the Red Sox.
144 runs batted in now puts him second behind Ortiz, depending on what Teixeira's doing today.
Rod Nixon, the 8th man to bat in the inning. So Proctor now has been charged with 3 runs since coming in. He's allowed 3 hits. Between Wright and Proctor, this will be the 40th pitch of the inning for Yankees pitchers, and it misses outside to Nixon. So Manny with 2 of them yesterday and 1 today, and 45 on the year.
Talk about 2 complete total opposites right there.
So fouled off. I thought one of the funniest pictures all last year was when Curt was keeping notes and Manny was looking at him keeping notes, almost as if to say, why do you keep notes?
Even Schilling. He just shakes his head. You got one of the most prepared guys in the world and a guy that just comes here and plays.
This is grounded by the mound towards short. Bellhorn's got it. Nixon is gone, but the Red Sox come up with 5 big ones in the bottom of the 4th. One step closer to the post.
It's the final days for the 2005 Toyotas. Don't miss your chance to.
If you ask me, you can save at the final days.
With Camry's 34 MPG rating, there aren't many 05s left. But the 06 gets the same MPG rating, and you can save $500. Toyota's last chance clearance ends October 3rd.
Come on right now, let's go.
Toyota Savings. That's moving you forward.
Listen up. This is Darren. He's the newest member of the league.
Whoa, hold up. What can he do?
Can he fly?
No. You got superhuman strength though, right?
Come on, man. You got to be able to do something. Levitate, go through walls, stop.
I can do one thing.
Well, let's see it.
Dang!
You can room with me.
Hey.
With Patriots gear from Bob's. There's no stopping you. Bob's has the best selection of authentic Patriots gear, all at great prices. Bob's Stores, the official apparel store of the New England Patriots.
What could be better than a free checking account? How about one that pays you interest, like free interest checking from Sovereign Bank? It's an interest-bearing account with no minimum balance and no monthly maintenance fee. You get free standard checks, free online banking with bill pay, and a Sovereign Visa check card or ATM card with no annual or monthly fee. Plus, there's no fee to use other banks' ATMs. It doesn't get much better than that. Free interest checking. The name says it all. Sovereign Bank.
All right, at Cleveland, they're down to their last 3 outs. They've had the leadoff batter on first in 6 of 8 innings, and they've only scored 1. That's Ronnie Belliard striking out on an El Duque pitch. They're in the bottom of the 9th now. It's 3-1 Chicago. Not that.
All right, Tom, thanks very much. A 3-run shot for Manny Ramirez has the Red Sox on top 6-0. As we head to the top of the 5th, Tino Martinez leading it off and fouling it off to the left. Martinez struck out swinging in the 2nd inning. Popped up foul, back and below us. Curt Schilling at 60 pitches as he works here in the 5th. Schilling with only 1 strikeout so far in the ballgame. That was Tino Martinez. He walked Jorge Posada and has allowed 5 hits, no runs through the first 4. Tino Martinez with a swing and a miss. He struck him out. Let's check in with Eric Freed. Eric.
Manny Ramirez hasn't had much to say since that memorable day, July 31st, but his actions have been doing a lot of the talking for him here, especially over the last 2 weeks. Now 9 home runs in his last 12 games, including that shot in the last inning. Manny may not be talking, but David Ortiz spoke volumes when addressing what's different with Manny lately.
He's very into it, and there's nobody that can play the games better than Manny when he's all about winning. You know what I mean? And I'm very happy of watching Manny doing what he's been doing, because I tell you what, people been just thinking about me and forget about everybody, you know. And everybody know that Manny's one of the best hitters in the game. So when he represents that way, everybody think about now 2 guys besides thinking about 1.
Certainly a case of picking your poison. If you're going to be careful with Ortiz, Manny is hot and right behind him, guys.
All right, thanks very much, Eric, as Manny Ramirez just made the catch on Mark Bellhorn, who made his return to Fenway Park defensively last inning, coming in for Jeter and batting for the first time against the Red Sox, flying to left, 2 down in the inning. Robinson Cano lines it into right field, just out of the reach of John Olerud. And Cano is on with 2 outs in the inning.
One of the few splitters that Schilling has thrown today that stayed up in the zone. Most of them have been very good. They've been down and out of the strike zone. This time it stays up, and Cano picks up his 2nd hit of the day. Up over the knees, about thigh high, and Cano jumps on it.
So a 2-out base runner for the Yankees, and here's Alex Rodriguez. He is fouled out to John Olerud at first base and flied to right. Outside again as Alex Rodriguez with 130 RBIs on the season coming into the ball game today. 48 home runs. And this alignment batting 3rd in the Yankees order today. Jason Giambi out of the lineup just to begin the ball game for the Yankees. They're backing out again. Certainly one of the best outings that Schilling has had since getting back into the rotation was his win against the Yankees at New York. Foul tip into the catcher's mitt against the Yankees in that outing. He went 8 innings, giving up 5 hits, 2 runs. Struck out 6 and walked 2 in a 9-2 victory for Boston.
He got better as the game going on. He had a very tough first inning. Did not score against him, and since that time has been much better.
Yeah, right out of the chute, the Yankees are very aggressive today. Jeter hit one off the wall in the first pitch. A-Rod skies one to right. Nixon. A 10-pitch inning for Curt Schilling. Halfway through this one, 6-0 Boston.
Business travelers, we got you something. Southwest has new leather seats and roomier cabins for more comfortable flights.
I love leather.
You are now free to move about the country.
I promise. The all-new Chevy Impala gets an estimated 31 highway miles per gallon.
Malibu LS with 32.
Cobalt LS, 34.
And a Aveo with 35.
I promise that Chevy Tahoe has best-in-class fuel economy.
We even took a Silverado and created the first full-size hybrid pickup truck.
I promise fuel economy is just as important to Chevy as it is to you.
That's a Chevy Total Value Promise.
See your local Chevy dealer today.
We're proud of Samuel Adams, and we want people to come here to our Boston brewery and learn more about it.
The more people know about beer, the more they understand everything that we do to make Sam Adams a great beer.
Stop by now and toast Boston's birthday with our new Boston 375.
What is DLP? It means digital light processing, a Texas Instruments technology that uses about 1 million mirrors on a microchip the size of a matchbook to project the most detailed, crisp pictures onto a huge screen. This is the Mitsubishi 62-inch DLP, the star of Tweeter's DLP lineup. Over 5 feet of crystal clear TV for watching those big games. Originally $39.99, now at Tweeter, $24.99, with no money down, no payments, and no interest until January of 2007. Tweeter, home and mobile entertainment made easy.
Granite City Electric and Sullivan & McLaughlin present Field of Dreams 2, where you could win night lights for your town's ball field. If you want to win, log on to weei.com and vote for your town's field while there's still time. If you vote, you may win.
6-0. The Red Sox on top as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. The Yankees bring on a new pitcher, Sean Chacon.
And Chacon, boy, I'll tell you what a pickup this had been for the Yankees. He's made 12 starts, a 7-3 record with a 2.76 ERA. The Red Sox didn't see him earlier at Yankee Stadium, knocked him out early in that ball game, but without Chacon and Aaron Small, Yankees would be in a little different situation than they are. Getting a little tune-up for the playoffs is Chacon here.
Takes over for Scott Proctor, who went just 2/3 of an inning, giving up 3 hits and 3 runs. He gave up the 3-run shot to Manny Ramirez. Didn't walk anybody, struck out 1. As Jason Varitek takes a strike. Red Sox sent 8 men to the plate in the 4th and scored 5 times. Strike 2 to Varitek, who's quickly down 0-2. This one fouled off back into the seats. Well, the Red Sox win this. Of course, the Yankees loss would mean that the Red Sox and the Yankees would have the identical record at the end of the season. The 0-2 pitch. Fouled off down below us. And on the hands this time, Varitek staying alive. Let's go to the studio and Tom Caron. Tom.
Don, it is over in Cleveland. Grady Sizemore grounds to Willie Harris, who throws him out. The Indian season has come to an end. The White Sox win it 3-1 at Jacobs Field. The Boston Red Sox are the 2000.
Well, great news as the Red Sox headed back to the postseason. As Varitek lines it into center field. Well, we'll see what the crowd reaction will be here when it comes up on the board. It has not yet come up on the board here at Fenway Park. And there it goes. As well, maybe not yet. Yep, there it is. The defending world champions are headed back to the postseason. John Olerud takes the strike over the outside corner. Olerud has fly to the warning track and left and grounded out to short. To right and in for a hit. Varitek up to second base, gathered by Sheffield. So now, Jerry, I wonder, as you mentioned earlier, how many of these guys will stay in the game with this determined, and then how long Schilling will go.
Yeah, Schilling will go as long as he wants to go, which is maybe one more inning, you know, and then I wouldn't be surprised to see Francona take everybody out of the ball game once Schilling comes out, make some moves, give these guys just a few innings off, plus the day off tomorrow, and get in there, get packed, and get ready to go to Chicago.
So it'll be the Red Sox and the Chicago White Sox. And the White Sox have been an interesting story, a great beginning to the season and then a little bit of a lull, but still a team that will end up with, or did end up with 99 wins, just shy of 100 victories this season for Ozzie Guillen.
Yeah, they're going to end up winning that division by 6 games. Now, for the longest time, they had a huge lead. Cleveland played unbelievable baseball for a long time, and it's almost like, some of those NBA games where you try to make that comeback, and it just falls short as you run out of gas at the end, and that's what happened to the Indians.
Well, lines it into right field. Jaret headed for third base, and he'll be stopped there. The Red Sox have him loaded with nobody out. It's been a tough outing so far for Schilling.
And the White Sox will be a formidable opponent for the Boston Red Sox. They are second in the league in pitching, just behind the Cleveland Indians. Their offense has some ability to score some runs. They're not high on the list of runs scored in the American League. They're 9th. But they do hit some home runs. They're 4th in home runs, and one thing they can do is disrupt a defense. They like to be aggressive, hit and run, steal bases. So that's something the Red Sox are going to have to be prepared for.
And I guess really one of the biggest concerns, as Graffinino lifts one foul down the right field line, is the starting pitching, because their starting pitching is pretty good.
Yeah, it is. With Burley and Garland, of course, Freddie Garcia, they have very good pitching. They've also got Jenks now closing out games. Now, we saw him a couple of times, and I couldn't understand why he wasn't closing them out when we saw him. So that's a little bit of an upgrade, I think, from what they had earlier in the season in that position. So I think it's going to be a very good series.
And Jenks, since taking over as the closer, has had 6 saves. And Hermanson did a pretty good job overall, as it turned out.
Yeah, he battled some back problems almost all season long, and finally they moved Jenks in that spot, and he's been getting it done.
The White Sox ending the season well as they won the last 5 games in a row.
And so much for the theory about them packing it in the last 3 games after having it clinched.
They went in and swept. So Red Sox and White Sox. The 2-1 to Graffinino is in the air to left center field. Matsui started back now, coming in and over, and the long run to make the catch. Tagging and scoring is Jason Varitek, and it's a 7-0 Boston lead. Let's check in with Eric Freed. Eric.
All right, to support the points you're making about the White Sox, we take a look at the road ahead, brought to you by our New England Ford dealers, and we know that road leads the Red Sox into the playoffs. A trip to Chicago for the American League Division Series beginning on Tuesday evening. And you mentioned the starters, how good they've been for Chicago. They're number 2 in earned run average. As a team pitching, they're number 2 in earned run average. The White Sox out-homered the Red Sox, by the way, a small ball team, in their 7 head-to-head meetings this year. Paul Konerko, 4 of the 15 home runs for the White Sox against the Red Sox this year. 7 meetings, a 4-3 edge for the Red Sox against the White Sox. We'll see what happens starting Tuesday in Chicago, guys.
All right, Eric, thanks very much. 1 down. Runners at first and second. A run in for the Red Sox. And the sacrifice fly for Tony Graffinino, and Johnny Damon takes a pitch in the dirt. Well, it looks like we're going to see some more of those changes as coming out on deck. Looks like Cora will bat for Edgar Renteria. Ball and a strike to Damon with 1 out in the inning. So chop foul over by the Red Sox dugout. 1-2. There's action in the Yankees pen. It's Wayne Franklin. Jaret Wright giving them 3 1/3. Proctor 2/3. Now Sean Chacon has given up 3 hits and just recorded the first out of his outing. On the ground, to the backhand goes Martinez. He goes to second, and they get the middleman. And Bill Miller for out number 2. On to third base goes Olerud, and Damon reaches at first.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Pinch hitting for Renteria.
So Cora will bat for Edgar Renteria.
Alex Cora.
Cora 234, 3 homers and 24 runs batted in. Stottlemyre on the phone. Franklin warming in the bullpen for him, and they get the word that he is ready to go. And here comes Joe Torre. So they want to get Chacon some work, a little bit of a tune-up. They don't want him to get into a major jam and allow a few runs. So, of course, this gets out of hand. Joe Torre out to get him. So the pitching change from Fenway Park, 7-0.
I promise. The all-new Chevy Impala gets an estimated 31 highway miles per gallon.
Malibu LS with 32.
Cobalt LS, 34.
And Aveo with 35.
I promise that Chevy Tahoe has best-in-class fuel economy.
We even took a Silverado and created the first full-size hybrid pickup truck.
I promise fuel economy is just as important to Chevy as it is to you.
That's a Chevy Total Value Promise.
See your local Chevy dealer today.
Seven to nothing. The Red Sox on top. Pitching change here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And there are so many people that we would like to thank. All the people that make the pictures possible. The camera guys, Bill Titus, John Carolyn, Matt Johnson, Ken Boyd, Bob Tomaselli, Mike Pomeroy, Tom Gilmet, Mike Porta, Ted LeBlanc, Jim Martins, Jeremy Leonard, and Joe Stafford, who's away working Sunday Night Football. But a great crew. Our audio crew, and I think the best audio man in all the business, Pete Grenier there in the forefront with Chris Nicini and Mike Mattio, our audio men. Do such a great job for us. Jerry's very tough to work with. As TV, video, and engineering, Jesse Gregg, Steve Joyle, Dave Beckwith, Sky Casano, and Bob Howlett. In the booth with us as always, the lovely Julie Tretiak and Julie Cornell, the high heat goddess. Wayne Franklin, who does not work for us, comes into the ball game here in the 5th.
13th appearance for Franklin this season, an 0-1 record at the major league level. You see a total of 131 major league games for Franklin. So the rest of the afternoon is kind of la-di-da-da, huh?
Pretty much.
La-di-da-da.
But a lot of la-di-da-da left as there's 2 outs here in the 5th. Renteria had been 1 for 3 in the game as Cora stands in with runners at 1st and 3rd. I am looking forward to seeing our production crew's pictures because that's always one of the favorite parts. Russ Can, Mike Narachi, Adam Jupiter. I wonder how they'll be. Sometimes they put them in the truck like they're working the picture. I'm wondering what that picture is going to look like.
Is that coming up?
I think it's coming up. They're on the list. So I'm really looking forward to that. Softly lined and cut by Bellhorn to end the inning. The Red Sox come up with another run at the end of 5. 7-0 Boston.
With its Hemi power and muscular styling.
Nice car, mister.
Nice bike.
It can make anyone feel like one bad dude. Charger, unleashed.
My dad can't parallel park. He has an attraction for potholes. My mom sings in traffic. My dad always has it right away. My mom has a light foot. She's a backseat driver. He listens to oldies. He can't follow directions. He won't ask for directions.
All drivers are different, but for over 50 years, they've appreciated the great service they've received at Sullivan Tire.
We're always here to get you there.
Should it take up to 3 months to get a doctor's appointment? At Caritas St. Elizabeth's, we don't think so. At our brand new Bone and Joint Center in Brighton, you can get an appointment within a week with easy access and plenty of parking. Plus, we treat everyone from pro athletes to people like you the same, with extra care. That's why we have one of the fastest growing orthopedic programs in Greater Boston.
Call the doctors who treat the pros at 617-789-BONES. Caritas St. Elizabeth's, member Caritas Christi Healthcare.
Foxwoods Resort Casino. 80 poker tables. Home of the World Poker Finals with an estimated total prize pool of over $12 million. Check out foxwoods.com for details.
7-0. The Red Sox on top in this one as we head to the top of the 6th. Alex Cora, who had hit for Edgar Renteria, stays in the game defensively for Renteria at short. And the pitching line is brought to you by Nissan. Curt Schilling out there for the 6th inning. And we look at his pitching line. We're going to have another defensive change, too, in a moment. 68 pitches for Schilling. Late decision here is Miller will leave, and Youkilis takes over at third base.
Third base for the Red Sox, number 20, Kevin Youkilis.
There is Sheffield to lead it off in the top half of the 6th inning.
Sure, this will be the last inning of work for Schilling in this ball game, as there is action down in the Red Sox bullpen.
Sheffield single to left in the first. Fly to the warning track in right in the 4th. 1 for 2. This one foul back into the seats. Bronson Arroyo up in the Red Sox pen. It would have been his day to pitch tomorrow, but it sounded like the Red Sox were going to go with Matt Clement if there was indeed a one-game playoff here tomorrow.
Yeah, Matt Clement will open the series against the White Sox in Chicago, and Bronson Arroyo will become a member of the bullpen,
which immediately makes the bullpen better for the Red Sox. This one is with a bit of a shift on to Graffinino at second base, who throws out Sheffield.
Get the Sunday Globe's award-winning sports coverage every week. Call 800-984-5335 today for 50% off home delivery. The Boston Sunday Globes start the week off right.
So one down here in the 6th inning, and it brings up Hideki Matsui. Curt Schilling 7 and 8 coming into today's outing between his work in the starting rotation and the work out of the bullpen on the season. His 11th start of the year, 32nd overall appearance. Lifted foul down the left field line. Over goes Manny, and that'll get back into the seats.
And the last cheap plug of the season, make sure you go to theremoreport.com to get every souvenir scorecard of every postseason game.
So you can get all the postseason games.
You can get them all signed and autographed with messages. And don't forget that winter line of fleeces and sweatshirts. And dog collars and leashes and everything else.
You know, you should have a fashion show. I think that's what you're missing. You could come out at the end.
I need an infomercial is what I need. In rain delays, I need an infomercial.
But I think you should do a fashion show. You come out at the end, you know, in a nice suit, wave after the full line of Rem Dog products.
That's right.
Has walked. Spitz just hit on the ground down into left field. Over goes Ramirez as it heads into the corner. Matsui headed to second base. One out double, 45th double of the year for Hideki Matsui.
Now Matsui just continues to hit as he takes a Schilling to the opposite field. 2 for 3 here this afternoon. Now let's see, the Yankees losing this one, and how are the Angels doing?
Angels are winning 6-4 in the 8th.
Looks like
Texas.
The Yankees may be heading west to open that series against the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim.
They're going to be tough. The Angels. They have picked it up dramatically too here at the end of the year. They had a race going with the Oakland A's. It was very close, but it came down to crunch time. And they ran away with it. They had a 7-game lead to begin the day in the AL West over Oakland, and Oakland has fallen on hard times recently. But a 19-9 September for the Angels. This is it high back up the middle into center field. Matsui being waved around for the first Yankees run of the day. Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by your New England Ford dealers, by Olympia Sports, the official sporting goods retailer of the New England Sports Network, and by New England Dodge dealers. One down, Posada at first base and an RBI single. And the Yankees on the board. It is 7-1 Boston. Bernie Williams 0 for 2 in the game, is grounded out to short, grounded into a fielder's choice. Hops it up left side. Youkilis in on the infield grass. 2 down.
Well, that stomach's been turning for about a week for Tito Francona. Finally, you get yourself into the playoffs, and it'll be turning again come Tuesday night as the playoffs begin.
He was asked today before the ball game if he got any sleep last night. He said he did. He started off sleeping very well, but at around 3 a.m. he woke up and had a dream that he was doing layups.
Doing what?
Layups. Basketball layups. He couldn't go back after that. It was a battle after that.
That's what happens when you get older. You start dreaming about, doing things you could do when you were younger.
So the most frustrating thing was he wasn't hitting him. Apparently, he was missing layups. 0-1 the count to Ruben Sierra. 0 for 2. He's grounded out to first and fly to the warning track in center field. Schilling has just reached the 80 pitch mark of his outing here today with 2 down in the 6th.
So if I got it right, it'll be Clement, Wells, Wakefield, and Schilling in the first 4 games of that series.
Yes, I think you're correct. Swing and a miss. Sierra strikes out to end things here in the top of the 6th. Yankees get a run, but it's 7-1 Boston.
And that's it for Schilling.
Ik druk nu die rooiknop niet. Ik druk nog niet. Druk op daar, die knop daar. Die druk op daar, die knop daar.
Thanks a lot.
Oh, what's going on?
Oh, it's free kicker season at Papa Gino's. You get a large and a small cheese pizza for just $14.99, plus a free kicker, mozzarella sticks, cinnamon sticks, or a salad, free.
Yeah, but why is everyone doing this?
Because it's good.
Stop by Papa Gino's for your free kicker meal. Papa Gino's, pizza at its best.
Oh, it's good.
When the fog rolls in.
What's wrong?
I keep seeing horrible things happening.
Something from the past will return.
Somebody out here!
And the town
of Antonio Bay
Get off the island.
Why?
Just go.
will pay for its sins.
Where did that come from?
Anybody there?
There is something in the fog.
The Fog, rated PG-13, in theaters everywhere, October.
Tonight at 10, join Hazel May for Sports Desk to get complete coverage of today's final regular season game and all the details on baseball's postseason setup. Plus, in Foxborough today, the Patriots are hosting the San Diego Chargers as they go for their third win. And you don't want to miss our special guest tonight, the Patriots' Roosevelt Colvin, the Bruins' Andy Raycroft, and Netson's hockey analyst Andy Brickley, with all be on Sports Desk tonight at 10.
Well, a whole host of changes for the New York Yankees. And we'll take a look at them as Ryan Franklin's in the game. But let's go left to right in the outfield first. Matt Lawton in left. It is Bubba Crosby in center and Mike Vento in right. Mark Bellhorn goes from short to third. Felix Escalona in at short. Tony Womack at second base. Andy Phillips at first. Will Nieves is the new catcher. And the new pitcher, Ryan Franklin.
And don't even ask us where they're hitting in the lineup. We'll figure that out as they come up.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, don't. Matter of fact, don't ask me a question the rest of the game, Don.
Here is David Ortiz to lead it off in the bottom of the 6th inning. Well, it won't be long now before you're out of the country. That usually comes up pretty quick.
That all depends on how deep the playoffs go.
Now, hopefully it won't be until November before you're out of the country.
That's when I made my plans.
November. Oh, good. Ortiz, Ramirez, and Nixon expected in the inning. And Ramirez has come out on deck. Two and 0 to Ortiz. Outside, 4-pitch walk to David Ortiz to begin things here in the 6th. It's time now for the game summary, and it is brought to you by your local Lincoln Mercury dealers. Well, for Bill Miller, the Red Sox at the time had a 1-0 lead when he hit a home run just up over the monster seats, put Boston on top 2-0. Later in the inning, a 3-run shot for Manny Ramirez comes up with his 45th home run of the season. And as the Cleveland Indians lose today, the Red Sox headed back to the postseason. Terry Francona receiving congratulations from Dave Wallace. And the Red Sox now playing out their last regular season game. They have a pinch runner at first base for Big Papi David Ortiz. He comes off. Billy Shopik will pinch run. Then he's been on 3 times today. A single, a walk, and a homer. Well, the end of the regular season for David Ortiz, who finishes off the year with 47 home runs, 148 RBIs. An incredible season for Big Papi. He will roll right into the postseason along with his teammates to take on the Chicago White Sox beginning on Tuesday. Outside to Manny, and it is now 2-0. Ryan Franklin walking Ortiz to begin the inning, now falling behind Ramirez 2-0. Felix Rodriguez up for the Yankees. 3-0 the count to Manning. There's a strike and it's 3-1. Jaret Wright, starter today for the Yankees, lasted 3 1/3 innings, giving it 3 hits, 3 runs. He walked 5 and struck out 1. Since then, we've seen Scott Proctor allow 3 runs. Sean Chacon. And now Ryan Franklin. Terry Francona said last night they spent a lot of time trying to figure out what the playoff roster would be and lining everything up. They let a lot of guys know today what their fates are. With this whole thing sort of being undetermined, usually you have more time to figure all that stuff out. And this, of course, rapid fire decisions need to be made at the end of the game. Guys will be told whether they're going, staying, where they're going. Of course, also with the travel plans, which is not easy. There were about, as of a couple days ago, a bunch of different ways you could have been traveling also, which is not an easy thing.
I was in there this morning speaking with him before the media came in and just really say goodbye and good luck to him, you know, after today. And he said, yeah, I got to talk to about 9 or 10 different players. So he had a lot of work to do, obviously, before this game. Right now they're working on what changes they're going to make in the upcoming inning.
See if Hanley gets into the game.
Now, you traveled last year with the team throughout the playoffs. Did they take like guys that were not on the roster with them?
Yeah, you know what? I think they did. I remember seeing like Lenny DiNardo was around, Heisdu was around towards the end. I think they did, yeah. This one was grounded foul outside of third. Dr. Melfi is here. Ray Bracco.
Yeah, she was out at Rem Dogs.
Really?
Last year. Yeah. By the way, that'll be open all through the playoffs too.
Really?
Yes.
How about during the off season?
No.
No. I was hoping to get, you know, in December, it used to be like mid to late December, and you really want a Rem Dog.
Stop buying a snowstorm and get you a nice hot dog. I wouldn't be against keeping it open.
They put a tent over it. It's not too much snow.
You know me, Don, always trying to help the people. I imagine we'll be doing pregame shows from out there for the home games, weather permitting, obviously, here at Fenway throughout the playoffs. Did it last year.
Ramirez fouls it off to the right.
Not quite sure this game's ever going to end. It's quite a pace to this one.
And he backs out. John Nixon has come out on deck. Shopik at first base with nobody out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Fouled off to the right, backing out of play. Yankees have a lot of their replacements already in the game. In fact, they're pretty much widespread throughout.
Yeah, according to my count, the only guys that got left on the bench are Flaherty and Giambi.
Ball 4, and Manny down to first base. So Ryan Franklin has walked back-to-back batters to begin the bottom of the 6th.
And imagine Manny will be coming out right now for a pinch runner.
And it'll be Alejandro Machado.
Pitch running for Ramirez, number 40, Alejandro Machado.
So Manny with a home run today finishes up the season with 45 home runs during the regular season, tying a career high back in '98 with the Cleveland Indians. It's the most he's hit in a Red Sox uniform. A 7-1 Red Sox lead. Runners at first and second with nobody out.
I think before Manny goes too far, they should tell him they are going to Chicago immediately following the game. Don't go home, Manny.
Well, earlier we were talking about the relationship between Schilling and Manny. This was last year. He was keeping the notes. And today they tried to have a conversation again.
Talk about the odd couple. Schilling probably has no idea what Manny said.
3-0 to Trot Nixon. Right, Franklin having some troubles right now.
Yes, he is. He's having some control problems, Don.
There's a strike, 3-1. Center field, Bubba Crosby makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Well, I'd like to thank again some of our crew. This is Ted Carey along with Tom Cruise, Jan Phipps, Scott Schnaffman, and John Breen in the tape room with the truck. Do such a great job. Dave Hann and Sean Jensen, who are not pictured. Sherry Day as well. Tom Grigley. Here comes Tom. Here comes Tom.
Tom Torrey.
Here comes Joe Torrey to the mound with one out and runners at first and second. As Joe will take the baseball from Ryan Franklin. A tough outing for him. 7-1. Red Sox on top, bottom of the sixth.
Only on the Nissan Altima.
Two.
7-1 Red Sox on top as we take a look at what's on top. What's on tap for the Red Sox, brought to you by Heineken. Well, it will all start on Tuesday at 4 p.m. we're told. Game 1 of the ALDS, the Red Sox and White Sox. Then Wednesday, Thursday would be a travel day, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday if necessary. Of course, the pre- and post-game shows on NESN. We also know that the White Sox are planning to use Contreras and Burley in the first two games. What order they will pitch in, we're not sure. But Contreras and Burley will be the first two pitchers for the White Sox in the series. And again, 4 p.m. the start time on Tuesday, the first game of the ALDS. The pitcher for the Yankees is Felix Rodriguez.
Missed some time this year with knee surgery that kept him out for quite some time. Missed about 55 games. Since returning in 22 games, the 4.74 ERA, 34th appearance of the season for Rodriguez. Nope. Veritek's gone, and Mirabelli's coming up.
Attention please, pinch hitting from Veritek, number 28, Doug Mirabelli.
So Doug Mirabelli will pitch it here for Jason Veritek. Veritek had been 1 for 3 today, scoring the 7th Red Sox run.
Well, it goes right down to the last day, but everything is decided as Houston won their ball game, so they will be the wild card. Watch out for Houston with that pitching. So you got Atlanta, you got St. Louis, you got San Diego, who is 1 game over 500, depending on what happens today, and Houston as your wild card team.
First and second, 1 down. In the dirt outside, and it's 1-2 to Mirabelli. One fouled off to the right. Mirabelli over the last 29 games hitting at .203, so 0 for 3 in the series against the Yankees. He got to start yesterday with Tim Wakefield on the mound.
I didn't know we had Tom Cruise on the crew. When did he give up asking?
Tom Cruise has been on the crew for a long time. Deep center field off the bat of Mirabelli. Crosby going back, and that is gone. Doug Mirabelli checks in with a 3-run home run. Red Sox lead it 10-1. First pinch hit home run of the season for the Red Sox.
And number 6 on the season for Mirabelli. He gets the fastball out over straightaway center field. So Ramirez with a home run. Bill Miller with a home run. Now Mirabelli with the 3-run home run. Great shot from the blimp.
There's John Olerud with still just 1 out of the inning. One and 2 the count to Olerud.
And the question is, will these two teams see each other again? You don't know. I mean, Angels a very difficult assignment for the Yankees. Certainly the White Sox one for the Red Sox. Will the drama play out the same as it did a year ago? Meeting in the championship series.
Full count to Olerud. the ground to third base. Bellhorn's got it. And Olerud's retired for the second out of the inning. I think a lot of people last year on the way to the World Championship wanted it to go through New York, and may have been let down by the fact that the Red Sox hadn't been matched up against the Yankees in the ALCS. It may not have, as been as special. I mean, anytime you win a championship after 86 years, it's going to be special. But I don't know that people really care whether or not they see the Yankees once again this postseason.
I kind of disagree with you, Don. I think down deep, all Red Sox and Yankee fans would love to see these two teams go for the best of 7 again. One
more time.
Look, what better drama, than we had all season long. Every game that we played against the Yankees, a light playoff game. Certainly this weekend, I've never seen anything quite like it around here for a regular season game. And, certainly the networks would love to see that.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Certainly good TV. Kevin Youkilis batting. 94 miles per hour on the pitch from Felix Rodriguez. Youkilis at 278, a home run, 9 runs batted in.
Whole second season begins for Ray Ron. Of course, he and David Ortiz will be battling it out for the most valuable player in the American League. And that voting goes through today. That's it. And no matter what you do in the postseason, that does not matter.
4-pitch walk to Kevin Youkilis. A pitch hitter for Graffinino.
Hanley Ramirez. I'm sure there's a couple of guys from extended spring they could call up to maybe play in this game too.
He's not had a major league hit. Hanley Ramirez, this will be just his second major league at bat. And strike one to Ramirez. On September 19th, Hanley Ramirez was recalled to Boston. First visit to the major leagues, made his major league debut the next night on September the 20th at Tampa Bay. Finished up his first full season at the AA level with the Portland Sea Dogs. Hitting at .271. 122 regular season games for the Sea Dogs this season. Strike 3 call, and Hanley Ramirez is gone. The Red Sox on a 3-run home run from Doug Mirabelli lead it 10-1. Winning run at second base and Bill Miller with one down in the bottom of the 10th. The 3-2. Renteria throws it down the line. Bill Miller will come around, and the Red Sox will win in 10. 8-7 Boston. Edgar Renteria, the hero tonight.
The defending world champions are in the postseason hunt, and so are we. Turn to the network you've turned to all season long, NESN, for complete pre- and post-game coverage. Tune in 1 hour before game time, and turn back to NESN after each Red Sox playoff game. The Sox have gone national, but now, more than ever, Red Sox Nation needs NESN. There's a name for something that's all heart.
In front, Samsonov score!
There's a name for something that feeds on emotion, passion, and excitement.
Oh, what a stop by Ray!
There's a name for something that unites neighborhoods, cities, and towns.
Then drop past Thornton, blast, score!
It's called Bruins, and it's on NESN.
Welcome back to Fenway Park. It is 10-1. The Red Sox on top. And the new pitcher on for the Red Sox is Bronson Arroyo.
Bronson Arroyo working out of the bullpen. You see career-wise in relief, 35 games with a 3.99 ERA. Johnny Damon getting his ovation as he leaves the field from center field, replaced by Adam Heisdu.
So Curt Schilling done after 6 innings today. And Bronson Arroyo on for the 7th. Look at the rest of the defensive changes for the Red Sox. Alejandro Machado into left field. Heisdu at center. Nixon still in right. Youkilis at third. It is Hanley Ramirez at short. Now Cora moves from short to second. Olerud's still in there. And Doug Marabelli pinch hit and hit a 3-run home run. And behind the dish for Bronson Arroyo. He's out there for the top half of the 7th inning. Will Nieves will lead it off for the Yankees and Tino Martinez. Spot Martinez had struck out twice in the ball game. So fouled off at the plate, and it's 1-1. Evans with the Columbus Clippers this season at AAA as he pops it up right side. Cora into short right field. And there's one down in the 7th inning. Here goes Mark Bellhorn again. He flied to left in his first at bat, returning to Fenway Park.
Mark Bellhorn.
Jeter leaving the game for precautionary reasons earlier in the game. Bruised knee. Hood is making strides by supporting the American Cancer Society's Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk in Boston on October 16th. Visit hood.com for more information. It's one more reason you can feel good about Hood. Bellhorn breaks his bat on a grounder foul outside of first base.
Maybe time to start looking for celebrities who look like celebrities.
Anybody you've seen from earlier in the game that you might want to point out? That
I was focused strictly on the game. I've lost interest recently. Let's see, who could that be?
Liza Minnelli. The 1-2 is lined in the right field. One out single for Mark Bellhorn. Well, that's great. We haven't seen Liza Minnelli in a while. She's here today.
Looking very good, too.
She is, yeah.
Tony Womack.
One out, one on for Robinson Cano.
Well, I saw Neil Diamond.
Yes. Tony Womack is the batter. Batting in Robinson Cano's spot, who's 2 for 3. Cano had singles in the first and 5th inning.
Looks like David Wells here at the ballpark today.
Striking resemblance. Center field, highs due. And there's 2 down in the top half of the 7th inning. Dunkin' Donuts is in its 5th year of hosting local youth groups and charitable organizations in the Dunkin' Dugout, a special seating section at Fenway Park. Over 7,000 children have had the opportunity to catch a Red Sox home game thanks to Dunkin' Donuts.
If I'm not mistaken, I think over the last couple of days, Dunkin' Donuts has sponsored these seats for folks who were affected by Hurricane Katrina.
Really?
And that are being housed up here in the New England area.
Wilbur Crosby batting with 2 outs in the inning, and Bellhorn at first base. Crosby hitting at .271, a home run, 6 runs batted in. Line and out of the reach of Corey into right field. Bellhorn heading for third base as Nixon fires it back in. Crosby with a single, and it's 1st and 3rd with 2 down.
Left fielder, number 50, Matt Lawton.
So 1st and 3rd with 2 down, and it brings up Matt Lawton. Curt Schilling today, 6 innings, 8 hits, 1 run. He walked 1, struck out 3. And in line to pick up his 8th win of the year. It would make him individually back to 8-8. So fouled off, 1-1. Runner at first takes off as the pitch is a strike. Second goes Crosby with 2 down and defensive indifference. And Tom Werner with a big smile on his face, as all Red Sox fans do. The Red Sox headed to the postseason. John Henry, they were both up here the other night, and you could tell a little bit tense on Friday night. Heading into the weekend series against the Yankees, but things have worked out great. The Red Sox head into the postseason. They'll begin against the White Sox on Tuesday. Waiting on the 3-2 pitch with 2 outs. In the air to center field. Adam Highs due. Makes the catch. It ends the top of the 7th inning stretch time. 10-1. The Red Sox on top. And we'll keep it right here at Fenway Park for God Bless America on this last day of the regular season.
We invite you to please rise and stretch and sing along with our Fenway Park organist to take me out to the ball game. But first, to perform God Bless America, please welcome back from Westfield, Massachusetts, 14-year-old Ashley Gehring to sing God Bless America.
God bless America, a land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Do you have a dinosaur?
No.
Do you have the space shuttle?
No.
What do you have?
Well, we have a display of the local gopher in his natural habitat.
That's not a gopher.
Yeah, it is.
Take them to a place that has it all. Go to Southwest.com for Southwest Airlines $39 internet specials from Manchester or Providence to BWI Airport. Purchased by October 3rd.
You are now free to move about the country.
Available only on the Nissan Altima.
Well, you never know when you might encounter a beer without character. That's why we test our recruits for every situation.
Great tasting, less filler, Miller Lite.
No, we're not superheroes. More like ministers of culture.
Intentional taste man.
Character, substance, personal style.
A lot of people have great taste and don't even know it. We help them see their potential.
Intentional taste mask.
Intentional taste mask.
Don't cry on me.
I teach taste. That's what I do.
Character.
Lauren and Wally, and the songs you grew up with. 105.7 WROR. Lauren and Wally, and the songs you grew up with. 105.7 WROR.
Introducing the Variety Bucket from KFC. 4 pieces of the Colonel's freshly cooked original recipe chicken, 4 crispy strips, and a large popcorn chicken, all in one bucket for just $9.99. Give the people what they want at KFC.
1 hour before every Red Sox postseason game, Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame report with Tom Curran, myself, and Dennis Eckersley. We'll have complete coverage as the Red Sox begin their World Series defense before and after every Red Sox postseason game. So stay tuned to NESN for the in-depth coverage and unique access that you've relied on all year and only NESN can provide.
Like the Red Sox cruise should be coming up right around the corner, Jerry.
I didn't see that. Was that a boat there?
Yes. Heisdu lifts it to deep left and off the scoreboard. Played by Lawton quickly as Heisdu heads to second base. Got himself a leadoff double to begin the bottom of the 7th inning.
Limited playing time for Heisdu since being recalled by the Red Sox, but picks up the double here off Rodriguez. Red Sox scored in every inning since the 3rd inning in this ball game, and Heisdu starts off the bottom of the 7th with the wall double. Was Captain Stubing in charge of that ship?
No. And fouled off to the left by Alex Cora. Red Sox will pass along a message that tomorrow will be Rally Monday with the time to be determined. They've not yet announced the time yet, but it is free of charge to the fans who'd like to come down here as they did last year. We had a Rally Monday last season right before the beginning of the Anaheim series, and they're going to do the same thing here tomorrow. So if you are interested, it is free of charge to the fans, and the time will be announced. Action in the Red Sox pen. Jonathan Papelbon most assuredly will be on that postseason roster up in the pen.
Well, if he's not, I'm not going to watch any games.
Fouled off, and it's 2-2. You're going to have your own personal rally tomorrow in Weston?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow. You know, just kind of get up and there's nothing to do, really.
A pretty strange day for you after doing this since.
I got to clean the pool. I know I got to do that because I got coming to close it Tuesday.
Well, you got a lot on the docket up here. It's going to be a very busy day tomorrow. Anything else?
I might try to go work out. I don't know. We'll see. I'll get back in the gym a little bit.
What's that, Russ?
That sounded like Eric Freed.
I'm hearing voices.
That is me. You're spotting celebrities. Now you're hearing celebrity voices in your head.
Eric, what are you doing tomorrow? You get tomorrow off.
I believe you just mentioned something about Rally Monday.
Oh.
I'm anxious to hear about what time this is going to be. Unless the Remy Rally Monday sounds intriguing.
In Weston.
I could pull double duty on that.
It's going to be
yeah.
You can come by
Maybe
the house.
Parade could go from Fenway to Weston. That'd be outstanding.
Have it finished right at Jerry's house. He'd love
Remy
that.
rolling rally.
Stop by the house and you'll see me reclining. I'm a new recliner from Jordan's Furniture.
So fouled off to the left.
It's a beauty. It's a beauty, Don. Once you get in that thing, you don't want to come out.
But I know this was a very tough decision for you. I mean, I know you like the stuff you've had for years and years and years. This must have been tough to move that old recliner out to the garage and add a new one at this stage of your life.
Yeah, I don't like change, but the thing was so beat up, it was like bad, and so Jordan's took care of it. Very nice. I tell you, get in this thing. It's hard to get out of.
Really?
It really is. It's a beauty.
I know it was a traumatic experience for you. It was, Cora swings and misses. Let's check in with Eric Freed. Eric?
All right, let's get one last baseball topic of conversation here. I think Jerry Remy was the first one who mentioned the name Roger Clemens when talking about Jonathan Papelbon, but tempering that, not comparing directly to him. But if you look in Jonathan Papelbon's locker, there's a quote from Roger Clemens. Obviously, Clemens is on Papelbon's mind. He's going to be a big part of the postseason, has been a big part of the Stretchstein drive. Here's Papelbon on the Clemens influence.
Well, I've just always idolized that guy and what he's done in baseball and, just life in general. But, I'm going to be going after him these next, this little big league run I'm going to have. But, hopefully I can get some of his records. But, just a guy like that to be in the league for so long, it obviously speaks for himself. And I think if you can idolize yourself after those guys, it really says something.
Without question, David Ortiz is the Red Sox candidate for American League Most Valuable Player, but there have been a lot of valuable performances here for the Sox down the stretch to get them into the playoffs. Maybe none more so than the role Jonathan Papelbon played coming out of the bullpen, guys.
All right, Eric, thank you very much. Kelly Shopik is the batter, still looking for his first major league hit. 0 for 14.
It's interesting how generation through generation, Roger Clemens idolized Nolan Ryan, and of course here you see Papelbon idolizing the work that Roger Clemens has done throughout his career. And we'll see more of Roger Clemens in the postseason, as we mentioned earlier. Houston in as the wild card, and that's a pretty impressive starting rotation they have.
Schilling went 6. Arroyo pitched to 7. Looks like we're going to see Papelbon for the 8th. This one fouled off to the right. 2-2 to Shopik. Shopik 0 for 14. His major league career coming up for the first time earlier this season, joining the Red Sox. He's named to the International League postseason All-Star team. Came up for the first time with the Red Sox on May 27th. Made his major league debut on the 28th at Yankee Stadium against these Yankees. Shopik strikes out this time, and there's 2 down. Back-to-back Ks for Felix Rodriguez.
Left fielder, number 40, Alejandro Machado.
So 2 down for Alejandro Machado. For 4. No homers and no runs batted in since joining the Red Sox. His first major league hit back on September 18th, hitting his 7th inning double off Kirk Saarloos. Hit .301 this season for the Pawtucket Red Sox. 43 RBIs and 21 thefts. Defensively at second, short, and in the outfield, and left field and center field for the Paw Sox. Guys do let off the inning with a double. Felix Rodriguez come back to strike out Cora and Shopik as Machado takes the ball outside. 1-2.
A lot of yawning going on there. Been a very long afternoon at the ballpark.
Sure has. Machado strikes out as Rodriguez strikes out the side. We've played 7-10-1 Boston.
What if a car had no name? What if you had to choose a car based strictly on its styling, its performance, its reliability, its value? And what if the blending of all those qualities led you to one conclusion? No doubt about it. The Accord from Honda.
If I had to describe Jim Cook, the first thing I'd say is the guy's crazy.
I started brewing Samuel Adams because Americans deserve an American flavorful beer.
My first impression, I didn't think he knew what the heck he was doing. But he fooled me.
Sam Adams was great when it first came in. It flew. No one had tried an American beer that had that kind of flavor, that had that kind of quality.
Making the best beer in the world is why Jim gets up every day.
I am obsessed with the taste of Samuel Adams. Beer's not a job, beer is my life.
It's the final days of Jeep Employee Pricing Plus. Hurry in now for the best selection of remaining 05s. They're going fast, so get to your Jeep dealer today for our Employee Pricing Plus cash allowance on Jeep Grand Cherokee, Jeep Liberty, or Jeep Wrangler. All with our employee pricing plus a cash allowance of up to $2,000 on select models while supplies last. Don't miss out. Visit your Jeep dealer today or visit jeep.com/clearance.
This game summary is brought to you by Dunkin' Donuts. We look at the starting 9 for the Red Sox, who are long since gone after the lead they have on top 10-1. And today, Manny Ramirez with a home run, as well as Bill Miller. Manny getting his 45th of the season, while for Bill Miller, his 10th home run of the year. He gets into double figures in home runs with a home run that he hit back in the 4th inning. Red Sox have banged out 11 hits. And they're out hitting the Yankees 11-10, but on top 10-1 as we head to the top half of the 8th. New pitcher on for the Red Sox, Jonathan Papelbon.
Papelbon making his 17th appearance, his 13th out of the bullpen, 3-1 with a 3.12 coming out of the bullpen. His last outing Thursday against Toronto when he went 2 2/3 in that game, only allowing 2 hits, no runs, and did have a strikeout.
Eddie Phillips leading it off for New York. Bronson Arroyo working an inning, giving up 2 hits, no runs. He didn't walk anybody, nor did he strike anybody out. In relief of Curt Schilling with the first 6, allowing the only run that the Yankees have. They got it in the 6th. Swing and a miss, and it's 2-2. On deck for the Yankees, Mike Vento came into the game defensively in right field. off to the right. Full count. 96 from Papelbon. Oh, the win today for the Red Sox. They clinched the best home record in all of baseball. First time the Red Sox can make that statement since 1978. Del Carmen up in the Red Sox pen. The Yankees pen is busy also, as Alan Embry is up. Red Sox this season will go 54-27 at home. Last time they led all baseball in home record was in '78, as I mentioned. That year you guys were 59-23 here at Fenway Park. Swing and a miss. Papelbon going up top to get Phillips for the first out of the 8th.
Again, Papelbon with that fastball at about 95, rising up and out of the strike zone to pick up the strikeout.
One down for Mike Vento. Came into right field, 0 for 1.
Now you're going to be doing reports immediately starting tomorrow from the workout?
Yes, I believe that to be true. Be leaving tonight with the team and heading out to Chicago along with Russ Ken, Mike Narachi. Back on the road as we head back to Chicago.
What do you think you're going to have to eat on the plane? You have the cheeseburger or the chicken?
I think I'll go with I may wait. There's some talk about perhaps having dinner when we arrive. Well,
you
I don't
kidding
know.
me?
It's getting later now.
You get.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Let's figure this out. We got just the top of the 8th. Let's say 6 o'clock. It's over. Best,
right.
You know, around 6.
So 2 hours, 8 o'clock. But don't forget you get the hour.
Yeah, you got. So you So they put it back to 5. The wheels up at probably 7:30. Close to it. You're not going to go out and eat when you get there.
How long a flight do you think it is?
It's about 2.
More than 2 or about 2?
I'd say a shade over 2 going to Chicago.
So by 7, 8, that puts us there at 10. That's too late.
Right.
What are they talking about?
That's why I asked you what you're going to eat.
I guess I'm going to have steak.
Don't forget your candy bars now.
Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts for Papelbon, 2 down.
Papelbon this time, it looks like the slider to pick up the strikeout.
29, Felix Escalona.
So 2 down for Felix Escalona. So fouled off to the right. May have to sit in your seat since you're not there. Or do we just leave that open? That's a good question. I don't remember who did sit in your seat. Actually, I think it was left open last year.
Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just go for the ride and then come back.
Papelbon struck out Phillips to begin the inning. Mike Vento now dealing with Felix Escalona. He was recalled from AAA Columbus back on the 6th. And 7 home runs in 130 games with the Columbus Clippers. Signed to a minor league contract by the Yankees.
I just saw Troopy going up the steps with his jacket. I wonder if he's going to go right now to the plane to get all the candy bars before you get there.
Ball 4. The Felix Escalona down to first base. Well, I can guarantee you what he's going to have on the plane.
Cheeseburger.
Yeah.
And he just walked upstairs and closed the gate like he was leaving. Where's he going?
Terry Francona headed out. Maybe he's getting in place for the clubhouse celebration.
Oh, maybe that's
probably what he's doing. And of course, we will have that also on the post-game show here from Fenway Park as Papelbon is done with 2 outs and a runner on in the 8th. Pitching change 10-1 Boston. Two outs in the top of the 8th inning, 10-1. Red Sox on top. A runner at first base, and the new pitcher on, Manny Del Carmen.
Del Carmen making his 10th appearance for the Red Sox. No runs allowed over his last 5 games, including those 5 innings. Last time for Del Carmen was Wednesday against Toronto. Pitched an inning, a walk. No hits, no runs in that ball game for Manny.
Now pitching for the Red Sox, number 57.
So Jonathan Papelbon responsible for Escalona, who's at first base with 2 down. He went 2/3 of an inning, 2 strikeouts and a walk. Ruben Sierra still in there, the DH for the Yankees. So for 3, he's grounded out to first, flied out to center, and struck out swinging.
Put your weight to it, Ruben!
Third stint with the Red Sox to Manny Del Carmen. Worked a scoreless 8th inning on Wednesday against Toronto. Fouled off above us. Del Carmen has not allowed a run in 8 of his 9 outings. Gave up 3 runs on 3 hits in what was his toughest outing in the majors back on August 7th at Minnesota. First time he was called up from Pawtucket to Boston was on July 26th. The center field. Eyes due heading back. Adams there to make the catch to end the inning. We head to the bottom of the 8th, 10-1 Boston.
Game is brought to you by Foxwoods Resort Casino, where we chose Manny Ramirez's 3-run home run in the 4th inning, number 45 on the season. And Manny picks up RBIs number 142, 3, and 4 on the home run.
10-1 Red Sox on top as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning, and the new pitcher, old friend Alan Embry.
And you see the career with the Red Sox spanning from 2003 to 2 to 5. He has appeared in 23 games as a Yankee with a 1-1 record.
And he faces Trot Nixon to begin things here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Nixon 0 for 2 with a sacrifice fly. He's walked. And hard, but handled at second base by Womack. Throws out Nixon for the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. So Torrey headed out. Alan Embry facing Trot Nixon, and some more of the guys who help us out. Jeff Whipple, Mark Garagosian, and Mike Downing, the graphics and scoreboard operators. Thank them very much for all that they do. Alan Embry leaving after facing just 1 batter. The pitching change 10-1 Boston. Welcome back to Fenway Park, and we know this. The Red Sox are headed to the postseason. We take a look at the matchups in the postseason. The Red Sox, of course, will travel to Chicago to begin the series against the White Sox. The Yankees will be traveling out to Los Angeles to take on the Angels, while the Braves will go to Houston to play the Astros, and the Cardinals versus the Padres. Clement will get the nod in the first game of that series. He talks it over with Terry Francona. 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th inning. The pitcher is Al Leiter.
Al Leiter, one very important start this year for the Yankees against the Red Sox. You see his numbers with the Mets, 213 starts for the Mets, 95-67 record. Down to the Marlins, signed by the Yankees, pitched that Sunday night game here.
Seventh pitcher used by the Yankees today. Mirabelli hitting a home run his last time up, 3-run shot. Time to score was 7-1. Red Sox still on top 10-1 as he bats with 1 out in the 8th. Swing and a miss, and Mirabelli strikes out, 2 down in the 8th.
First baseman, number 19.
So 2 away. Olerud coming up. John today with a single in the 5th inning, 1 for 4 in the afternoon. Fouled off down the left field line. A big outing yesterday for Randy Johnson as part of the AL East clinching game for the New York Yankees here yesterday.
Undefeated against the Red Sox this season.
Exactly the reason the Yankees went to get him. As Olerud's down 0-2. Will be his first postseason appearance since 2002. Strike 3 call. Olerud's gone, and so are the Red Sox in order in the 8th. On to the 9th, 10-1 Boston. Well, we head now to the top of the 9th inning, 10-1. The Red Sox on top as the new pitcher for the Red Sox is Mike Myers.
65th appearance for Myers. You see the numbers against left-handers, 227. Righties much better at 405. Of course, Myers basically used as a specialist all season long to get those left-handers out.
Will Nieves batting for the 2nd time. He popped out to second base his first time up. The strike in. It's 0-2 to Nieves. And Del Carmen faced one batter, and he got Ruben Sierra to fly out to center field to end last inning. Myers, the 5th Boston pitcher of the day. Swing and a miss, and he strikes him out. 1 down in the 9th. Well, 1 away in the 9th. Terry, really has been a wild season for the Red Sox, an exciting season to say the least. And all capped off here today as the Red Sox get ready for the postseason.
It has been a strange season, Don. There's no question about that. And, you know, we certainly expected both of these teams to be where they are going to the playoffs, but it hasn't been an easy road for both clubs. And in particular, the Red Sox basically without Schilling most of the season, you know, coming back and then going into the bullpen, then back in the starting rotation. Folk has not really been a factor for the Red Sox all season long. So they've had to mix and match. And, you know, now you got a guy like Schilling who pitched pretty well over the last 4 or 5 starts, ready for postseason. And this is when the fun begins. I mean, this is it's going to be interesting to watch because I don't think there's a clear-cut favorite. When you look at the American League in particular, I just don't see anybody who you can point to and say, okay, this team definitely is the team to beat. It's an interesting postseason. It really is. David Ortiz will be obviously gets my vote for most valuable player. I know the argument on the other side, and it's to take nothing away from A-Rod, but you know, watching him play day in and day out this season, I've never in my life seen a guy come up with more big hits than he has for this Boston Red Sox club. So there's going to be some interesting voting, obviously, that's going to go on there.
I'm with you on that one.
But, you know, it's going to be fun. I mean, you know, we've been through this a couple of times now. There's Manny being Manny with Eno Guerrero's shirt on. And the whole thing takes on a new life starting on Tuesday night. Everything that you've done to this point is by the boards. It's a whole new season with the tension just jacked up about 50 times.
More thoughts. We'll come back after this. Well, I think think Millar's ready for the locker room celebration as he's got the goggles on, a familiar sight from last year. Good to see him back on again as he gets ready. So do the Red Sox. Mike Timlin, the new pitcher, with 2 outs.
And of course, Timlin is going to be a big factor in the playoffs coming up, being the closer for the Red Sox. And he's done a very good job at it. You see his career numbers against the New York Yankees. 81st appearance of the season for Timlin.
New club record for him, too, is it's now 81. With 2 outs. Tony Womack, the batter. Broken bat pop-up. Ramirez headed out, but that'll fall in for a hit in front of Adam Heisdu. And a 2-out single for Tony Womack.
Center fielder, number 18, Bubba Crosby.
No matter how many times, too, you've been through this, you know, these guys have started this journey back mid-February. And there are so many ups and downs throughout the course of the season, team-wise, individually. You know, even though you figure they're going to be there, until they're there, that's when they celebrate. And it's a whole different feeling from a year ago. Everyone is different.
A different team. This one is fouled off to the left, and it's 0-2. And the preparations being made in the Red Sox clubhouse. Ready to go.
Look at Peter Chase.
He's ready to go. To the count to Bubba Crosby. Fouled off to the left, backing out of play. Just getting a piece to stay alive. Still 0-2 to Crosby. John Henry and Larry Lucchino down in their familiar spots next to the dugout to be headed in as well. Tom Werner. And a special day for them as well. Strike 3 call. The defending world champions are headed back to the postseason. Well, it came down to the last game, but the Red Sox are headed back to the postseason again.
Position with David Ortiz once or twice this year. Congratulations, first of all. I know it was a long road to get here, but you guys are going back to the playoffs and a chance to defend your World Series championship.
Definitely. You know, this year has been crazy. I mean, going to the last series of the season to know who's going to the playoff and who's not, you know, it's crazy, but we win.
Tell me about getting through to this point. It didn't matter to the team to win the division, just as long as you're in, and the confidence you guys have after all you went through the last 2 years, not just last year, heading back into the playoffs, how confident you guys are.
Well, I think yesterday game, that's what it mattered for all of us to win the division. But today our mind was just getting to the playoff, one way or the other.
You're here, and the crowd can hear us now too. You got a message for everybody in here? They got a message for you, by the way.
They do. Nothing, you know, we're here. We're going to keep working hard because it's just the beginning of something new again.
Could you have asked for a better season for yourself and what you were able to do at the plate this year?
Well, you know, like I always say, I will keep working hard, trying to do my best. I try to get better every day. I know this ball club needs me. So, like I said, every day I just come positive to play and give everything I have for this team.
Congratulations, best of luck in the playoffs.
Thank you, guys.
Big Papi, David Ortiz, getting it done again and leading the Red Sox to the playoffs. Up to you, Don.
The Red Sox win the final regular season game 10-1, headed for the postseason. For Jerry Remy and Eric Fried, I'm Don Orsillo saying good afternoon from Fenway. It's time now for WB Mason's Extra Innings.
Closed captioning for Red Sox baseball on NESN is brought to you by Aflac. Ask about it at work. WB Mason's Extra Innings is brought to you in part by WB Mason, the official office supply store of the Boston Red Sox.
All right, we welcome you back, and this is WB Mason's Extra Innings. The Red Sox are heading off to the playoffs for the third straight year for the first time in history, and there's two guys who don't get to enjoy it. They're already talking about the postseason roster, who's on it, who's off it. They got to get together. First, there is a little bit of enjoyment to show you here as Curt Schilling and the Red Sox playing their way in. Cleveland lost earlier in the day, so we already knew they were wild card champs. But nice to go out with the win, to do it yourself, and to send the New York Yankees out to Anaheim. How about that twist at the last minute? The Yankees lose home field advantage in the first round. But a day worth toasting in Red Sox Nation as the Sox are going to the playoffs for the third straight year. It's the first time in the history of the franchise that they make the playoffs 3 straight years.
These guys took care of business today. They deserve to be celebrating. Their offense came alive, scored a bunch of runs. Curt pitched a great game. You know, 95 and 67, both teams come right down to the wire. It's amazing. And then you start talking about, well, who's going to be the MVP right there? You know, who cares? They're in the wild card. It's playoff time.
It's a whole new season. It begins Tuesday in Chicago. A neat little final moment there as they put Boston above New York. Both with 95-67 records, as you know. No one-game playoff since they are both going to the postseason. The Yankees took 10 out of 19, so they win the tiebreaker. Yankees win the AL East. They clinched that yesterday, and your Boston Red Sox clinched the wild card for the third straight year. And as we've told you, for 3 straight years, the wild card winner has won the World Series. So a little extra motivation. Interesting series coming up with Chicago. We'll be talking about that. But right now, we just want to let you soak it all up as they soak it up, and rightfully so. People say, why such a celebration for the wild card? Because you know what? 30 teams play a grind of a 162-game schedule. 8 are playing after today, and the Red Sox are one of those 8.
And you see a lot of real happy faces in there. Gabe Kapler's in there. Tim Wakefield has been there for a long time. All these guys who have been through the whole grind. A lot of fun for these guys.
All right, Eric Fried has Tim Wakefield standing by. Friedo.
Yeah, we go right to Tim Wakefield because you've been here longer than anybody else, and I could just tell by the look on your face, this will never, ever in a million years get old for you.
No, it won't. And you know, there's been. I have plenty. See. there's been years where it's been a lot easier. But this year, I tell you what, we battled our butts off to get to where we are, and I mean, like you said, it never gets old.
I'm sure the joy here today is seeing a lot of guys who weren't with you last year, seeing the looks on their faces.
Yeah,
here.
exactly. We have a lot of young guys here that are able to partake in some celebration, and we're going to have fun with them.
Now, just the road to get here. We know there were some bumps, and yesterday was a bump as well, but all you needed to do was get in.
Yeah, like last year, we have the wild card. We ended up winning the World Series, and it's been that way the last 3 years. The wild card team always has won the World Series, but the whole key is getting your foot in the door somehow, and we managed to squeak by and get in there somehow, and I'm just really excited about it.
Well, I could tell, and congratulations,
Thank
Tim.
you.
I appreciate it.
Thanks, Eric.
Tim Wakefield here with the Red Sox. And Johnny Damon, Bob, why don't you take a little pivot there? Johnny thought he'd be all right. Sharing a moment with Jonathan Papelbon. I'm going to bring Johnny right in. You were dry there for a couple of minutes, John, but you came prepared because you've been through one of these celebrations before, once or twice, right?
Well, I really have to thank the trainers once again. They were looking out for me. Made sure I had my goggles so I can hopefully see the ball for the first couple of games.
Tell me about just the thrill of doing this with this team. It isn't every single player that we saw here last year, and the champagne is cold, obviously. And one of these years you'll give you warm champagne, but you weren't with all these guys, so you're seeing some new guys enjoy the celebration.
Well, it's a tremendous accomplishment. I mean, you play 162 games, and you, especially the Red Sox, you go through a lot of ups and downs, and a lot of people were saying there's no way we could do it, but we came together when it counted, and hopefully we can be together and win the whole thing again. I mean, we're shooting for 11 wins. We're not going to get too crazy in here. We know we have a lot more to accomplish.
I certainly hope the shipping company didn't make a mistake with the hat. That is not a Red Sox Division Series hat.
Oh, I guess it's a Astros. We have friends everywhere.
Hanley's got the right hat, John. There you go. Well, John, there's a collector's item right there. Houston Astros Division Series hat. We'll get that changed for Johnny. Back to you, Tom.
Frito, just a reminder that Red Sox Nation knows no boundaries. The Houston Astros hat somehow makes it into the Red Sox clubhouse, and Johnny, as always, rolling with the punches. No problem there. Now, 2003, I got to be down there, and it is chaos. Eric Fried got a lot of experience with it last year. He got to do it for the regular season clincher. He got to do it at home against Anaheim. He got to do it in New York. He got to do it in St. Louis. And this never gets old, watching this celebration, as these guys, the young players will sort of think this is going to happen every year for the rest of their lives. But you hear from Tim Wakefield, and you see the celebration still going on in the ballpark. When you hear a guy like Tim Wakefield talk with some perspective, that you really appreciate how special these seasons are, because not everybody gets to go to the party.
No, I mean, there's been guys who've played their whole career and never even sniffed that right there. So you have Greg Hansen, Papelbon, Ramirez. You think of all those young guys in there being shown what it's like to celebrate right now. And this didn't just start 162 games ago. It's, for these guys, it started in the offseason, lifting weights in January, February. Their mindset is to get in the playoffs and repeat. And what a day, not just for those players, for the organization, Theo, ownership, the fans. Celebrate for today and then go to work, back to work in a couple of days.
How many people said this offseason that it would be different for Red Sox Nation? They won it all. The 86 years of waiting was over, and we wouldn't be as passionate. We wouldn't care as much. Well, listen to fans over the course of the last week, riding the roller coaster as it came closer and closer to the end of the year, and we had less and less of an idea who would be going to the playoffs. They are as passionate as ever, and they are enjoying this moment as much as ever. And these guys are as well. Matt Clement, his first time with the Red Sox, getting doused there. How special for him. Last year, left out of the starting rotation in Chicago in September as they went and failed to get a playoff spot. He will be your Game 1 starter back in Chicago. So what a great opportunity for him to get back on the big stage, back in the city he once played.
Outstanding moment for him. Just to be there, celebrate, know that he's going to be the guy to get the ball. The whole organization and the fans deserve to celebrate today. You look in that clubhouse, you see Gabe Kapler, who came in, and what a shot in the arm he gave the team. The whole, all the stuff, the brush fires this team went through with Manny doing the Manny thing, and David Wells going down, getting hurt, Curt Schilling getting hurt, Funk getting hurt. You just think of all the things that these guys have gone through as a team, and to know that they have guys like Papelbon to come up and help them out. It's an organization that it's breeding winning, and that's what's a great thing about it right now. If you want to be in the minor leagues, you have a chance to celebrate like this and do it on the biggest stage.
Red Sox president and CEO Larry Lucchino heading out onto the field and sharing the moment with so many of the fans. Last year the call was, why not us? This year the call, why not us again? And why not? Tim Wakefield, you heard from him, 16 wins. It was a rotation that we talked so much about in the offseason because that was the big change, losing Pedro, losing Derek Lowe. But David Wells and Matt Clement come in and combined for 28 wins. And they get the job done. And Curt Schilling, after spending so much time on the shelf and then in the bullpen, winds up 500 on the season as Dr. Charles Steinberg and Larry Lucchino savor the moment.
To think in the offseason, sitting back, thinking about the organization, the team, Curt Schilling's your ace. You're going into the season with Curt Schilling your ace. He misses a lot of time, and then he's your closer. And Folk goes down, the guy who closed out the last game of the World Series. The way things unfolded, this team has to be ecstatic to be in the playoffs.
No question about it. Eric Fried with one man who's ecstatic. Manager Terry Francona.
Terry found a dry corner of the clubhouse, and that lasted about 5 seconds.
Yeah, so much for the sanity of this interview. That's okay.
That's all right. A little insanity after all the pressure of the last week is probably welcome right now.
Yeah, it is. You see what I'm seeing. This is probably the funnest thing for me is watching our players be together. And I mean, it's just a feeling that you can't describe.
And it's probably going to be a bigger celebration because you had to go to game 162 to settle this all up. It wasn't put away earlier.
Eric, it means a lot. The way that we got here, it means more because it's so hard and it hasn't been easy, but we got there and now we get to get our second win and let's go play.
How about the focus of this team coming in today? Not worrying about the scoreboard. You said it right from the pregame as Curt Schilling, your winning pitcher today, takes care of you.
Watch the hair. Watch the hair.
It's good conditioner. Curt Schilling, the winning pitcher today, comes up with a big start, and let's get to Curt. There was a lot on him today to come out and keep the Yankees quiet. What did you think about his performance?
You know what? And again, he continues to fight to get good. You know what I mean? He made some mistakes. He's even, it's funny, during the game he's already talking about his side session on Tuesday. But what you can't measure is his heart, his ability to compete, and he did just fine.
I know we have done a lot this year of trying to compare this year to last year, and you've had none of that comparison. But what do you see in this team getting them ready here for the playoffs that has you optimistic and looking forward to what's to come against Chicago?
Well, the one thing is I don't think I've ever been pessimistic. I won't allow these are our guys, and we're going to find a way. That's the feeling you always have. And until we don't, that's the feeling. But there are a lot of reasons to be optimistic. We have good players. Once you get into a playoff atmosphere, I mean, we can shorten games with our bullpen. We're going to be okay.
And the fact that you don't have to play a game tomorrow probably helps a little bit. That one day of rest just getting you ready for Chicago.
We got guys in, get guys out. It worked. I know the game got long, but it worked well. And Joe was doing the same thing. You're trying to get your guys ready so they can succeed.
I know you're trying to enjoy this moment, but what's the plan for the team going forward? You fly out today. What's to come tomorrow?
After we get this under control, we need to talk to some players and get a little organized, make sure everybody knows what's going on. I think we have a 10 o'clock workout tomorrow, so it's going to be a quick turnaround, but we'll be ready to go.
Oh, you won't need the jet to get you to Chicago by the looks of things.
Not kidding.
Thanks. Congratulations on a great season.
Thank you, Eric.
Terry Francona going to enjoy the celebration here in the clubhouse. Back to you, Tom.
All right, Eric, thanks very much. Mandatory workouts on an off day, and I believe Terry Francona just said 12 o'clock, but with everything going on, we'll double-check what he just said. So I believe he just said a 12 o'clock workout out in Chicago. So it doesn't really give you a lot of time. I mean, he's got to get the house in order by then because, like he said, players got to know. I mean, there's certain guys on the bubble, and this is, compared to the last 2 years, a tougher playoff roster to figure out. Last couple years, it was cut and dry. You knew exactly who the extra infielders were, Kapler was the extra outfielder. You could figure out the pitchers. This year, there's 2 or 3 or maybe even 4 positions that are sort of up for grabs here.
And Youkilis and Kapler, 2 big guys, both got hurt. But for Youkilis to get into a game and just start playing a little bit to show his fingers all right, he's key off the bench. He can come off the bench and be a pinch hitter. He can come in and play different positions. What do you do with Haidzu? There's a lot of questions as far as the pitching staff. Do you bring Lenny DiNardo? Hansen, Papelbon, obviously he's going to be there, but I'm sure Theo and the guys had plans about talking about this the last couple of days. Didn't wait until the end of the line to make the decisions, but they do have a lot of key decisions to make. It's a short series, which is tough to make.
And a guy who's going to play a big part in all of this is a guy nobody expected to play a big part in this midway through the season. Jonathan Papelbon is standing by with Eric Freed.
Yeah, he may be a rookie, but he's acting like a veteran here in the Champagne celebration. I'm going to assume this is your first one, but you've handled things pretty well here.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just having fun, and we're all excited. We came down to one game, and Schilling stepped up for us today, and like I knew he would. He's a big-time pitcher, and we got some work ahead of us. We're going to get it done.
How about the way the veterans on this team have welcomed you in here? I know you've made a point of it that they haven't treated you like a rookie out here, or any of the rookies on this team. They count on you to be a big part of this team.
Yeah, since day one, I've had nothing but help and open arms with all the veterans, and I don't think I would be where I am right now with all those guys' help and helping me along the way and through the process, and I got a lot of thanks to give out.
You've been in a couple of big spots here down the stretch getting the Red Sox into the playoffs. How do you think things are going to change now heading into the playoffs? Do you expect just the atmosphere and everything to go up to a big degree as the champagne goes down your back? Hanley Ramirez has been a big champagne. Now he's going with the ice now. I got to stop that right there. But just about getting ready for the playoffs here, and how excited you are about that.
Yeah, we got some work ahead of us, and there's no doubt about that. Chicago's a great team, and we're going to take one game at a time, one out at a time, and just see what happens from there.
All right, Jonathan, thanks very much. Congratulations.
Thank you, Eric.
Jonathan Papelbon. He's been a target here. I think I'm a target too. Back to you, Tom.
All right, there you go. Plenty of targets in that clubhouse. No lack of the targets, as Curt Schilling seems to be sort of